My bikini debut and Silvervale's birthday.
As early as March 2024, Red and I were planning a Gamer Subs merch drop with my second waifu cup for my anniversary on June 25th. Everything wasn't going to be ready in time, so at the end of April we pushed it back to August to launch alongside my bikini outfit debut. I wanted that debut to be between my Vtuber anniversary on June 25th and my birthday on September 14th. And since my first bikini debut was in October of 2022, I wanted to actually debut it in the summer this time. We planned for August 16th. At first, we were given the okay that August 16th was available to launch my merch. Almost 2 months later, we were told we couldn't launch that day because another creator was having their own drop, and it was requested at the start of the year. It wouldn't have mattered if it wasn't another Vtuber, but since we were told it was a similar drop to ours, and for a special date, pieced together that it could only be Silvervale.
Red with the saluting. And it was for G-Sub too? Oh, so it's what Elena said. Elena, so he got that information out of somebody probably.
The timing chosen for my August debut and drop we were planning had nothing to do with Silvervale, or her birthday. Once Red figured out it was her who was launching something at the same time as me for the third time in a row, unintentionally throwing a wrench in things again, and after my interactions with her since TwitchCon, is when I became competitive towards Silver. We doubled down in trying to launch the weekend of the 16th, if not on the 16th itself. We did eventually compromise to launch the week before on August 9th, even if it wouldn't be alongside my debut. However, a couple weeks before the release, we were told the 16th was suddenly available, so we moved my drop to that day. Silver launched her birthday merch drop with her new 3D model debut on August 13th, a day after her birthday, and I launched my merch drop alongside my bikini outfit debut on August 16th.
That's a cute art. Silvervale debuted 3D model with 2 separate outfits. You can see the pose, design, and teaming of the 2 outfits in this artwork. Back in 2023, I debuted my 2.0 outfit and demon models, which were paired to each other. You can see the pose, design, and teaming, and the 2 outfits in this artwork from the same artist as the above one. She's trying to say that Silvervale copied her? I think they're pretty different. It's just that there's the 2 versions of the outfit. The 2 separate outfits. They're like, but the format is different, the color scheme, and then the, and the composition is different, the way they're holding each other, like, I don't know.
Like was shown in Nano's and Bao's sections, artist number 1 wanted to discuss a permanent, paid position with us, and suggested some kind of exclusivity for the work they did. Just like with Nano, Red handled any business-related discussions with them. This is where the idea to go to Nano about exclusivity came from. Red and I had agreed we should ask Nano to not accept any more brand new model clients, and to not make models or outfits for Silvervale anymore. Nano would have more time to work on my projects, and Silver wouldn't be able to get another model from Nano, and I wouldn't be compared to her if she chose to get a new one from someone else. Her artwork commissions and projects with her current model clients wouldn't be touched. This is what I said about Silvervale in my apology in regards to this exclusivity deal. So at the point I was working with Nano consistently, we brought up not making any more models for her. If a Vtuber model is how everyone recognizes you, then it'd be harder to compare us directly if we no longer look alike or have that shared similarity. It was a wrong and selfish decision, but it made me feel better, and that's why it was a constant topic with Nano. Red pushed for this harder than I ever did because he knew how it affected me for years, but no matter what the outcome was, I wasn't going to walk away from working with Nano. I don't know why I said it was a constant topic with Nano, or that Red pushed harder for this, other than being overly apologetic. Red only had any meaningful conversation about Silver with Nano in May and July of 2023, and 2 situations that involved her in November of 2023, and January of 2025.
But it wasn't an exclusivity deal, it was a blacklist. You guys didn't want to pay for the exclusivity deal. They had already from the start requested to blacklist Spite. Nano was doing it for free. She was like, I might as well get some money for it. She was already doing it for free. And then every time she brought up the conversation of money, they were like, no, we don't want to do that. We just want to blacklist these specific creators. They didn't use the word blacklist, but it is what it is. If there was only one specific creator we were responsible for naming and pressuring Nano and took a considered project with, not an entire list. And then they're walking back the statement saying, no, I didn't, Silvervale wasn't even one of them.
I was overly apologetic here and saying we were pressuring her was false.
True,
Red
Freed.
and I agreed to ask Nano about Silver when talking about exclusivity, which he did. The only projects Nano would have reconsidered would have been future ones. Hers was the only name Red and I discussed. As for the exclusivity with artist number 1, Red and I had only agreed that we wanted to include it for their work, and didn't talk about naming anyone to them. January 15, 2025. This was when Nano and Red made their exclusivity deal. I didn't know Red was planning to talk to her about it that day, or even knew he had until after they had already come to an agreement, without my involvement. This is everything that was said about Silver, and the full conversation is in Nano's section.
This was when Nano and Red made their exclusivity deal, and Red was planning to talk to her about it that day. Let's see the full conversation in Nano's section. We already went through that. This was the second of 4 total times with 3 different artists. That's crazy that it's four total times with 3 different artists. I'd ever specifically asked anyone to not work with someone else, which are all presented in this document, in this instance. And I am sure in every single instance, Silvervale was mentioned, and yet here you deny that this wasn't a constant topic with Nano. Silver used her 3D model predominantly at the time, was one way we justified asking Nano this. I didn't say anything about Cinder's insecurities, about comparisons between them, but Cinder talked to Nano about it when Nano went to her about canceling her agreement. What about we can pay redacted for you and you don't have to discount it from the next payment and we'll continue giving you lots of model work, but you don't work with Bao, Cotton, or Silver at all. Again, models or art. I don't think you've ever done anything with Bao or Cotton before. We also have another gamer sub label for you too, the AFK. And she's like, well, is there any way to add a little more since Silver still asks for art every now and then? And it's like, see, she's asking for money there. She's asking for money there. And instead he just says, but when Silver asks you for art, just tell her no and we'll give you another piece instead. So she's not getting more money from this. Like, she's not. She's just not working with these people for nothing, basically. You do be fair, but can I ask for a demon Sinder figure? I will. And then they're like, see, she said it was fair. She said it was fair. I will ask about it right now if you want one. Yay, deal. You're getting a demon figure. Yeah, we have a deal. Okay, just to make sure, no work at all with Bao, Cotton, and Silver. Continuing giving me your model and various art comms. We pay for a dispersion rigging for you. Don't need to pay us back. And you sent a free demon figure. She had an equal say in what she'd want or need out of her deal before agreeing to it. She was fully aware what she was agreeing to and was completely capable of turning me down if she had chosen to, and I would have accepted it that way. Yeah, you weren't. She could have been physically able to say no. That's not what manipulation entails. Nobody's saying that she couldn't physically say no. You weren't holding a gun to her head. But manipulation deals in subtlety. After this happened, I was told Nano agreed. Okay, wait. This is a section for Juan.
After this happened, I was told Nano agreed she wouldn't work with Silvervale at all anymore. We'd continue working with Nano on lots of projects like we've always done. We'd fully pay for Nano's new models rigging, and she'd be sent a free demon figure. Red never told me that Bao and Cotton were ever talked about or included in their agreement, or that Bao had another model that was cancelled. Their deal didn't include the part about Nano not taking any new model clients we had talked about before, but I was okay with leaving it as I was told it was.
After this happened, I was told Nano agreed she wouldn't work with Silvervale at all anymore, would continue working on lots of projects we've always done, with full pay for Nano's new model rigging, she'd be sent a free demon figure. Red never told me that Bao and Cotton were ever talked about or included in our agreement, or that Bao had another model that was cancelled. Their deal didn't include that part about Nano not taking any new model clients. Oh, artist number 1. As was shown in Nano's section of the video, Red and artist number 1 also spoke about Silvervale in their own exclusivity talks on the same day. I do understand your points about exclusivity. Could you send me the past/current VTubers you work with and the kind of work you did for them, or any VTuber related work? So Silvervale, Bao, I don't know if you consider this person a VTuber, but I've done all kinds of stuff for her, including yada yada. I'd say the most likely that would apply or be relevant in Silver and Bao, TBH. Also don't want to overwork myself. Do you have a list of folks you compete directly with? I mean, from the list you sent, Bao and Silver for sure. The rest, no. I bet before he even asked that question, he knew that guy already worked with Silver. Like, how much you guys bet that this guy already knew that? There's no way he didn't check his portfolio. They probably reached out to him because he saw he was working with Silver. Listen, I have no way to prove this, but I'm on to you, Red. Because Silver didn't like Sinder, I considered her competition. Artist number 1 didn't know either of our thoughts on Silvervale, and like what I told Nano. This was the third of 4 total times with 3 different artists I had ever specifically asked anyone to not work with someone else, which are all presented in this document. These are all duplicates from an earlier segment, I believe, but I'm down to read it again just so we can refresh our minds on it. The next day, artist number 1 sent Red a document that laid out everything in their agreement. Alrighty, I've started to write a document that kind of covers everything we've been discussing and additional stuff I just thought about regarding the thing that should help navigate this whole thing and hopefully help with the discussions and what ends up being agreed upon. I don't think there was anything officially confirmed / agreed, so everything there is kind of open to change. Please take a look and let me know what you think. She says no news on the sample yet, but they said they might not have things for you, but future drops, they'll be able to send things your way. Rest in peace. Oh my god, this is so organized. I'll show this to Sinder after her stream. You could send the link in the project server chat too. In the Safe for Work anime channel? Yeah, sure. Should we also move the discussion there as well? Yeah, we can move it there. Guys, I only committed 3 crimes. Aren't you proud of me? Red, probably. Artist number 1 sent a written agreement to go over. As far as I remember, there was a carve-out for both Silver and Bao. I didn't push for this to be changed. Regardless of what I said the night before, they were the clients already and left things open to work with them. I had them post in our project server to discuss it there, where Cinder could see it herself. This agreement with Artist 1 never actually happened due to other reasons that delayed us finalizing things. So they didn't actually blacklist Silver there, at least he claims so. But the argument, the thing already fell through. However, there was negotiations to blacklist her and Bao.
These are messages with who will call artist number 2 in my project server, where I am also present. Red offered to pay artist number 2 to narrow down their clientele so they'd have more time for our projects. He was not suggesting they cancel anything on anyone, but in the future they be paid extra to accept less commissions and instead have time to accept more of our commissions. They sounded open to this idea.
Wanted to also ask if you'd be open for us to paying you extra for more of your time for more projects and narrowing down your client list. Narrowing down your client list as he's rubbing his hands together. Okay, thank you for letting me know. I'll be able to get started on it about a week from now. For more exclusive lists for commission, I would be down to talk about it, but I won't be able to drop the ones that I already accepted. I've been really trying to narrow my workload down and hopefully try some new things after it's clear, but I'm grateful to have you guys as my most long-lasting clients, and I've drawn artwork for Cinder more than for anyone else, so I'd love to continue as much as I can. We'd really love to have you be a part of all our merch drops going forward. You've been killing it with your cup designs, especially. Redacted words. And having you be part of more projects outside of merch, like Boss Rush, Not Safe for Work art, or a model would be an honor to have you on board. Narrowing down your client list in general would be great. Also, I'm just waiting for the full design to be sent over for me to give you for redacted words. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. I'm excited for what to come. Take your time and let me know when it's ready. I'd like to see the rest of this conversation. What happened with this? They sounded open to the... Red offered to pay artist number 2 to narrow down their clientele. He was not suggesting they cancel on anyone, but in the future they'd be paid extra to accept less commissions. The parts that they're not saying here is from Bao and Silvervale. By narrowing down their clientele, they mean, just don't take work from these guys. Nano cancels the deal. Nano canceled the exclusivity deal she made with Fred about a month after it was made so she could work with Silver. Silvervale didn't lose out on any project with Nano because of her agreement with Fred. So here she's... So about the exclusivity thing, I don't think I can do this to Silver because she's still a friend to me and it hurts me to do so. I don't really care about Bao and Cotton, so I was wondering if I could pay back the figure and the rigging with our current comms. I'll understand if you think that's unfair from my side. Honestly, I thought I had the guts. Also, let me know if any plans made so far are changing after this. They didn't redact his name here in this screenshot. In the other screenshots of this conversation, this part was censored. So Red respond, we'll still send you the figure and you can just discount Kumori's cost from the model. We'll think about what the plans are after our current 2 projects. Would you agree not to do models at least, or is that what you're talking about? So he's pushing again to blacklist Silvervale here. She says, I appreciate a figure. Yeah, I'll think about it. She didn't talk about models just in case. And then Red says, okay, thanks, Nano. And then he comes back, sent a written agreement to go over. As far as I remember, there was a carve out for both Silva and Bao. And I didn't push for this to be changed. What does it mean that there... Wait, so were their name actually in the doc? Because if they were in the doc, then Sinder would have seen it, because this was shared in the project server, as he claims. But if this sentence mean that they didn't add the names in the doc, and it was never mentioned, then perhaps she can still, you know, pretend she didn't know.
Nano messaged me the next day about her walking back on the deal she made with Red. He had already talked with me about her canceling the agreement specifically to work with Silver on something. She didn't mention Bao or Cotton at all to me. And Silver didn't lose out on any opportunity with Nano due to this deal. Nano got tired of hearing about Silvervale and didn't want to be involved in any issues regarding her, but didn't say anything about keeping her out of drama to Red. She faced no backlash from Red or I from going back on her word, even though I was upset because this was my last resort to try ending the comparisons between Silver and I was content with Nano working on what she wanted to and didn't hold it against her, like always.
Oh, they wanted to originally blacklist. The artist removed them from the blacklist, the carve-out, but Red asked for the info.
Contract carve-out.
Quote about this from my apology. When Nano had messaged me about this agreement almost a month later, I was under the assumption this was only about Silver. I was upset, and my initial messages to her were very guilt-trippy. But I wasn't going to force Nano to do anything she wasn't okay with, and tried reassuring her that I was okay with her decision. Sinder just wanted to say sorry for stepping back on this deal, wanted to apologize personally to you since I've only talked about that with Fred, but just don't want to be dragged on any personal issues like that. After all, Silver is still a client, and it makes me anxious and kind of destroys my mental to do this kind of deal. She even says here that it's destroying her mental. Just wanted to let you know I still love working with you and Red, but I'll understand if things don't work out because of Silver. I just love my client, that's all. I get it, Nano. It wasn't unfair to push this on you, but it's just really confusing going back and forth about it. I just get compared to her a lot. I love that she's like, please keep me out of drama. And then she goes back to talking shit about Silver. Oh, yes. So just compared to her so much. It's like I'm always living in someone's shadow, which is one reason why Red asked about not making any more models for her. And when you said, I understand if things don't work out, it makes me feel like you're okay with not working with me anymore, which hurts so much after all this time. I really appreciate you, Nano, and it's your decision who you ultimately work with, but this is how I've been feeling. It's really all or nothing with her. Like, the guilt trip is insane. I don't really see the point of thinking about being compared to Silver. You're so much bigger already. You've done so much more, but I would never give Silver any priority over you. Also, there's not even any model for her being discussed. I just want to sleep clear-minded. Also fine not doing her model, but at least Gamer Sub's art stuff would be fine with me. I don't want to be 100% an asshole to her, that's all. And then she's like, I don't want to be an asshole to her, that's all. Like, she's even suggesting, like, not to do any more models to her. And Cinder just responds, it's not me, but the other people's opinion of us. I'm just trying to not get involved in any drama that other people want to talk about comparing us. It's funny that she says she doesn't want to get involved in drama when she's starting drama. But I understand where you're coming from, Nano. There's no hard feelings. Sorry about this, my mental is just a bit weak. Same girl. I'm sorry for bringing this to you. I want you to get that money. This whole situation is just kind of sucky. I just want to get along. And then she quotes, I understand if things don't work out about this. It would be mostly if you hate me for not burning Silver down from my list. And then she's like, well, I would never hate you. Thank you and same. I'm just an insecure bitch. I love everything we've done together and I want to keep doing more. People saying dumb shit online just makes me stress. Nano says they can suck on mine. You're the best. Thank you for powering through my recent comms. I hope your power doesn't stay out for too long. Thank you. Happy to serve. Also, thank you for talking to me. Sometimes dealing just with Red makes me a bit anxious. Poor Nano. We're getting a glimpse of her mental health in this conversation. I'm sorry you felt pressure about this. He's just looking out after me. Like, she's kind of signing off on this. Sorry you're feeling pressured, but he's just looking out on me. He loves your stuff. I'll tell him to be nice. Okay, good. Tell him to be nice, at least. I understand, actually. Can just imagine how busy you are, so I don't bother much. I will always have time to yap with you. You're the best. So mod number 1 messaged Red and told him someone in her Twitch chat was banned for asking about collabing with me. So, oh, this is back to the mods. Back to the spying mods. All right, when you perk up, it's like that meme, when you perk up, when you're locking in. Mod number 1 message read and told him someone in her Twitch chat was banned for asking about collabing with me. So it's been fairly quiet on the drama front with Silvervale until today. A person apparently has been banned for asking Silver about collabing with Sinder, and then they got the unban on Twitch. They opened a Discord server ticket asking about it, and it was closed without even giving them an answer. It's being played up in the Discord server mod chat as a new user to Twitch who doesn't know asking people about other streamers is bad mojo. This whole attitude is being propelled by one of Silver's older admins/mods who hasn't done a thing until recently when the drama begun. Damn, she really propagandized her mods against Sinder. Gotta keep up the facade. The scary thing with banning someone outright, if that went public, not that I intend on doing so, but if a banned user did, right, that's what I thought. Like, not only the immediate ban, but also the ignoring the ticket, but also who's gonna listen to one rando without extensive evidence? Because the don't ask about other streamers rule is a valid defense. I thought Cinder's name was banned in her chat anyway. He was using TT Dono. Later that day, mod number 1 told Red that another one of Silver's mod was rude to them just for pulling one of my V cards. Damn. Yes, this is the mod that was one of Silver's mod, and that is spying on Silvervale's Discord server, a mod server, to Red. Also had this little thing with one of Silver's Twitch mods after they saw I got the 10 box art for Cinder in the V card, so yeah. What the fuck would happen? Just showing your card? Yeah, and he was like, oh, you got royally screwed. TBH, at this point, I have no reason to keep modding for Silver since I can barely catch anything, so I feel like I'm ready to pull the trigger. Seems like she has all her mods in a psyop anyway. I have nothing against Cinder except expect that Silver doesn't like her, so I don't like her. Crazy that people just fall in line. I hate picking sides, but like, that community doesn't really serve a purpose to me anymore. Right. So I'm probably gonna step down tonight and focus on Cinder's community and the doors that may open. Hey man, whatever's best for you. But I think all the info I've gathered just represent the pettiness in Silvervale's inner circle. And they highlighted this. Guys, Red and Cinder highlighted this line in the document. They believe that this line makes them look good. They're like, look, this mod gathered so much evidence to represent the pettiness in Silvervale's inner circle. And we're just like, wait, you had somebody gather evidence and fucking spy on her in her mod squad? Like, everybody normal's reaction to this sentence is like, this is wild, but they think this is their gotcha. They think this is their gotcha. It's crazy. Chat reflects the streamer, very true. And this is the message of the screenshot of the Silver's Twitch mod after they saw he got like the Cinder art V card. This is two mods talking to each other, like a random mod and mod number 1. Just an FYI, I do mod for Cinder, so the royally screwed comment is kind of yikes. I just want to clarify that. Okay, sorry, just kind of saying that for the sake of the server we're in. I get the intention, but it's enough for me treading on eggshell as it is, so it kind of comes as a personal thing for me to try and keep things tame on that front. I have no animosity for Cinder in truth, but hearing about Silver's dislike for her and why I'm not fond of her that much either. Here is Red message artist number 2 in their DM separately from our chat in my project server, and eventually asked them not to work with Silver. I was not aware of him doing this, or of his messages with artist number 2 until putting this document together. Sorry, okay. Nano cancelled our deal 10 days before this because of Silvervale. Out of my own dislike for her and the value I placed on this artist, I asked them if they were willing not to work with her. I didn't have a reason for not telling Cinder about this. I just didn't. This was the 4th of 4 total times with 3 different artists. I had ever specifically asked anyone to not work with someone else, which, hey, I wanted to message you separately about this. I know we had talked about cutting down your client list, but I wanted to add. So we talked about cutting. I told you guys that when he said cutting down your client list, it meant blacklisting Silvervale. Didn't I call it? Didn't I fucking call it? I didn't pre-read this, by the way. But I wanted to ask you if you'd be willing to not work with someone specific again in the future. I think you've only worked with them once. Oh, I appreciate you bringing this up separately, and maybe there's something that I didn't know about. I'd be willing to accommodate for you guys, but could you share a bit more about why? Hey, Red, I was wondering who you were referring to. Just want to be careful. Sorry, I got sidetracked with something else and forgot to get back to you. It's Silvervale. I'm not home at the moment to go into detail, but I can update you when I am. Thank you, Esu. That's very, very nice of you. Did I throw my eggshells away? No, no, they're still there. Oh, she was asking for commissions not long ago. I had no idea about anything else. Please let me know when you can. Just a lot long-standing drama, but since we consider you one of our top Cinder artists, I wanted to ask you not to work with her. Oof. Okay, I really had no idea what I happened. So, hey, sorry, I've been keeping you waiting on this. This is a spoilered message again. Basically, since Cinder originally debuted, she's been accused of copying her entire brand and personality from Silvervale, which isn't true. From the start, Silver bought into this theory, and ever since, she had a grudge against Cinder, even though the very few times they've interacted, Cinder was her normal kind, polite self. In the past year or so, she soft-banned Cinder from her Twitch chat and turned all of her mods against Cinder entirely, and there is a sect of Silver's fan that vehemently hate Cinder just for existing alongside her. There's more individual things that have happened, but this is her general summary. So, because we consider you one of our top artists alongside Nano and another name that's barred out, and the fact that you've only done one thing for her through GS, we ask that you do not work with her again if possible. Are they offering more money? I give the shells to the mod in my basement if they behave. Yes, exactly. And okay, so the artist responds, thank you for letting me know. I can't believe she has been like that to Cinder, and it seems totally unfair. While another person that Silvervale, that has a bad opinion of Silvervale now. If she doesn't want to look too similar, which they really don't, it's kind of weird that she would commission me to draw her, knowing that I've done many artworks for Cinder. Exactly! It doesn't make sense. Okay, I will keep this between us. If I had to guess, it's because you've worked with Cinder for so long that she wants to have you do things for her. But yeah, the whole situation is completely unwarranted.
AFK and Pixel drops April 4th, 2025 and April 11th, 2025. I launched my AFK flavor and merch, and the very next week Silver drops her Pixel merch drop, making this the fourth time our GamerSupps drops have been released back to back. The first time was to try and release my cup ahead of hers and they happened to be back to back. The second time with our flavors could have been a coincidence, and the third was bad timing. For it to happen again, randomly in April, separate from any other events, was weird.
Wait, what are you guys talking about with GamerSupp? Because of GamerSupp? Well, I'm not with GamerSupp. I think he means Mythic. Because there's a segment of unhinged VTuber fans that are delusional, that believe we're all... It's the funniest rat, you guys. That believe that we're all part of the Mythic Mafia. Yeah. And that we all protect each other. It's very funny. I love this rat. It's very, very funny. It's my favorite rat so far. It's all connected, you guys. But I've made 2 videos on people in Mythic, by the way, so don't worry. I can talk shit about anybody if I want to. Feeling asleep, my very own AFK flavor, Sweet Dreams, is available now. Grab yourself a cozy daki and pair of pyro pajamas to go with my new drink. And in Silvervale, my new Pixel merch is out now. Full art metal cup, translucent koi pond coaster, RGB mousepad, and now I kind of want to have a shaker too. Could be fun. Take your favorite Sakura Wolf Girl cozy pixels home now. These girls have such nice art though, like we're just seeing project commission after commission this entire document. Talking to artist number 1 about Silvervale, Red messages artist number 1 asking if they were the one who took IRL pictures of Silver's pixel merch, which they were. Once again, Red didn't tell me about this conversation he had with someone about Silvervale. On this same day, and the day after 4/12/2025, was when Red talked to Nano about Shiley, another conversation he didn't tell me about. Did you take pics for Silver's new drop? Okay, what is that conversation supposed to tell me? I'm confused. For reference, here's one of the pictures Red was talking about that Silver showed on her stream on 4/11/2025, but only posted on 4/14/2025. Bro is stalking her. He's looking at her stream, seeing what she's showing and stuff. Oh, okay. He's asking if she took that picture, and that artist said yes. Once again, Red didn't tell me about this conversation. The message artist number 1 references above was their own message to Red from 2/21/2025. The reason why this is relevant is because if artist number 1 had these sampled merch items in their hands on this date to take pictures, then the merch drop would have already been completed and ready to be launched at almost any time Silver wanted, almost 2 months beforehand. Tom. Yo, Red is connecting all kind of crazy dots. So what he's angling for yet is that Silver's been holding off to this drop to make sure it overshadows the Cinder drop, like that it comes out right after the Cinder drop. She's doing this on purpose. This message artist number 1 references above was their own. Okay, we read that. Their conversation continued with artist number 1 pointing out how mine and Silver's merch always drop back to back, leading to Red telling him about the problems between her and I. Yeah, somehow you guys and Silver are always back to back, which, you know, do you guys talk to Silver at all? Maybe there could be a way in the future to, you know, not duke it out in a 2-week period if you can control when. Shouldn't they just talk to Gamersub about that though? Like space out the drops? Oh boy. Silver does not like Cinder. This is Red's cue. This is Red's cue. He's like, lol. Silver does not like Cinder. Wait, really? Why? A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Alright. Buckle up. He's about to drop the shit talk. Now the scrolling text lore drop. Ever since Cinder first came out with her design in 2021, people have been comparing her to Silver, that she copied her design, copied her personality, her literal laugh, etc. And somewhere along the way, Silver must have bought into this. Cinder's tried reaching out to her in DMs, and Silver was cordial at first, but then ultimately ghosted her. It's at the point that now Cinder is soft banned in her chat. The word Cinder is banned in her chat. She had mod apps. What is soft? How can you be soft banned? Do they mean that they like banned all the words? Did he just copy paste the lore drop? Does he have that in a folder on his desktop? True. Yes, and Smugglerina said that the VTubers have no control over these things because Gamersub don't know when someone else merch drop. Oh, true, true, true. Wait, so yeah, how would Silver know when Cinder's merch drop would drop? Is it like she saw Cinder's merch drop and then she was like, cue it up, we need to release the cups, release the mix. I don't know how it works. I think they mean the word is banned, but it doesn't ban the chatter. Yeah, I guess the word is banned, but she's not banned. Didn't the Pyropups raid the Silvervale Discord? I don't know about that, but it might. I'm sure there's some unhinged fans, but I wouldn't like group all the Pyropups with them. They're a very big fan base. It's kind of like the Swarm with the whole Neurosama, like Ani drama. Not every Neurosama fan is an unhinged shipper that's harassing Ani, but some of them unfortunately do. Where am I? She has mod apps and wouldn't accept mods that were fans of Cinder, literally asking them on the forum which other VTubers they were fan of. You don't know that is about Cinder though. Red is like really sure about that. The mod application just asks which VTubers you were a fan of. Not that you don't know about the part that she's avoiding people that work in Cinder's Discord. The mods she has have been taught to dislike Cinder because of Silver's feeling towards her, etc. Oh, and now we think there's something going on at Gamersub where there's favoritism towards Silver, even though Cinder's the part owner. Like, besides the sample thing we were talking about, there's more instance of things happening, but like, Silver hates Cinder. Sorry to hear that. It's really not the vibe or the experience I had personally, but we are in different situations though. And she's always tried to get along because doing stuff together would be super beneficial for the both of them. Yeah, she doesn't show her true colors much from what I hear. He says that replying to her. What the fuck? He says that replying like, oh, that's not really the vibe I got from her. But then we have different situations. He's like, yeah, she doesn't really show her true colors. Then the artist says, from my experience, she's always been kind to me, but communications are a bit sporadic. Oh, that's kind of like what Nano was saying. But I did have the opportunity to get to know her a bit better before outside of work topics, like a bit on her personal life and backstory and stuff. Like she used to do cosplay and compete too. So I was like, damn, she'd get along well with Cinder. So I was like, okay, no, this is a repeat. But yeah, apparently not. Red says, they're very similar people. And from the start, I said they'd get along great until we found out Silver had an ego. We've asked to do sponsors together with Mythic. We've asked to do merch together with Gamersub. Yeah, no, besides just stream collabs. And all the fans want it. But there's one person in the way of that happening. Sorry, it's just a very loaded topic. 5 years in the making. No, you're all good. I actually really appreciate the context because I've also been wondering. Red says, yeah, it's not something we tell a lot of people and almost everyone is unaware and it's not like we can address any of this publicly, so this stays between us. Okay, the artist says, I'm just surprised that considering what you mentioned, she's still reaching out to me despite being very closely associated with y'all, of course. Red answers, I'm surprised she hasn't mentioned anything about it. But you provide a service that's beneficial to her, so do other creators know the schedule of other creators' upcoming drops? Typically, no. Red says. They have a rotating internal 6-week calendar, but it doesn't show everything. Then the artist responds to, I'm surprised she hasn't mentioned anything about it. Silver drop was completely unknown until earlier this week when it showed up silhouetted on the website. Do you think she'd purposefully schedule hers next to yours? That means she know in advance about yours though, which, well, if it was ready to go and she could launch whenever, I don't know. Red's got his tinfoil hat up. GamerSub could have said not last week when Cinder's drop was, but the week after is free. I don't know if they disclose whose drop it was. Typically they don't when we've asked. Okay, because yeah, 1 is a coincidence, 2 is a bit sus, and 3 then it starts to become a pattern. Then Red says Sakura Splash, Pyro Power, Silver, he took out his spreadsheet, Cinder Merge, Sleepy Drop, Pixel Drop. Their AFK drops were close together too. Literal back to back. Now she has a promo V card with this drop, which we didn't know about. Oh, he's pissed about that one. He's like, I should have thought of this first. Like I said, we think there's favoritism. There's more to it. It's just frustrating. So like, no matter what we do, we're always competing with her or being compared to her, and people keep asking about getting along and collabing. I didn't think of the flavors, but you're right. Definitely is pretty sus from GamerSub TBH, like from an external viewpoint, feels more like Silver gets the part owner treatment more than Cinder. Now I feel a bit bad at TBH. Look at how much this guy's opinion of Silvervale is changing now. He's like, yeah, I guess there is favoritism. Damn, I feel bad now. Like he feels bad about working with Silver. Thinking about it now, we probably didn't help when we did the redacted name Silver then Cinder. Oh yeah, that too. Oh, and I don't know if you've been following this, but she drew Silver first and then was going to do Cinder, bunch of redacted words, but is now working on Cinder. Just a coincidence, I think, but lol. Coincidence for a fact, yeah. Yep, Red says. Artist says she's done Silver once before a year ago, so they already knew each other. I was the one that introduced them. Right, I'm not saying anything bad about it. It's just funny. Yeah, no worries, the artist is saying. I personally just feel bad because I did bring up Silver in passing a couple times to Cinder in DMs without really being aware of the lore. And I hope I didn't make Cinder feel weird or awkward as a result, even though she didn't mention it. Red says I wouldn't worry about it, it's whatever. Still kind of sucks, TBH. Hypothetically, if there would be a way to mend things or an opportunity to patch things up, would that be something you guys would engage with, or is it just, as you said, whatever? Red says, I couldn't tell you, TBH. So, next set of messages is between artist number 1 and Cinder.
Artist number 1 messaged me in our DMs to ask if Red had told me about his conversation with them about Silver 3 days earlier, which he didn't. Red never told me about this himself, the same way he never told me about his conversation with Nano about Shirley days earlier. His messages with mod number 1 and with artist number 2 about Silvervale, or that Balance Cotton, were part of his exclusivity deal with Nano.
Hey yo! Hope you're having a lovely weekend. Was wondering if Red happened to mention our chat from Friday by any chance? Cinder says, I don't think so. Oh, okay. What was it? Well, I had a brief convo around Silver and how apparently she's a bit of a sore subject and that there's a bit of history too for you guys. So even though he told me not to worry about it and it's whatever and that I don't really know the details, I wouldn't help but feel a bit bad for bringing her up to you directly a couple of times in our past convos and wanted to take the time to apologize to you if I unknowingly made you feel bad, angsty, or impacted you in any way by mentioning her. I didn't really get the feeling I did at the time, but I know sometimes the simple mention of a sore topic can trigger some feelings in folks, and I'd feel bad if I made my friend feel bad, even unknowingly, so yes, sorry. She says, oh yeah, it's just an unfortunate situation, but it's okay. Okay, we'll keep it in mind for the future, and let me know if I can help in any way. Thanks, I appreciate it. Now, breaking down Silvervale's document.
In the events regarding Nano, Silvervale, like my friends, only knew what information Nano shared. I won't be adding or addressing most of the DM screenshots shown in Silver's document since they were all present within Nano's document, and the full conversations were already shown. After going through the things Silver wrote, I'll address the many things she claimed on her stream. Silvervale's document for reference.
I want to note, as others have that, though a majority of the messages are from redacted Cinder's manager, I find it impossible that he acted solely on his own intentions without Cinder's knowledge or consent, given the extent to which he had represented her publicly and professionally. Silver, who wanted no personal or professional relationship with me at all, wouldn't have had any knowledge about how Red and I conducted ourselves together. She just agreed with the narrative that my other accusers decided and added to the choir of voices pushing all the blame on to me. Now, this is next part of the Silvervale doc. I am VTuber number 1. The screenshots provided by Nano in her doc. I've been a friend and client of Nano for years, and seeing how she was manipulated and abused by Sinder and Red makes me livid. She is an absolute sweetheart and just wants her client to be happy. It breaks my heart to see how she was treated like a tool and a resource to be used for growth rather than a talented living person, and gaslit into somehow believing that how she was being treated was okay. Nano was not manipulated, abused, or treated as a tool by Red or I in the almost 4 years working together. One of the first screenshots Silver shows in this is this one. The message where Nano called the deal with Red fair, which includes not working with Silvervale again and is completely removed from Silver's version of the screenshot. This is something Silver did herself. What about we can pay for you and you don't have to discount for the next payment, and we'll continue giving you lots of model work. I think Ford is here right now, but don't work with Bao, this person, or Silver at all again, models or art. I don't think you've ever done anything with Bao or Cotton before. We also have another gamer sub label for you, DFK. Is there any other way to add a little bit more? Silver still asks for art every now and then. We could do it like when Silver asks for art, you tell her no, and then tell us to buy another art piece. I don't... Nano calling the deal fair literally doesn't change anything here. Here is the same screenshot in Nano's doc, where the bottom is also cut off to hide what Nano said. What about we can pay... Oh, this is the same screenshot I just read. And this is how it appears in Bao's document. Nano's message isn't cropped out because Bao had no reason to remove it. It do be fair, but okay, can I ask for Demon Cinder figure? See, she said it was fair, so it must have been fair. I'm so proud of Nano for having the courage to come forward to the affected people with all of this and to let everyone know how they were being unknowingly sabotaged. I've spoken to her privately and want to be clear that I have no ill will or hard feelings towards Nano for her involvement in this. I urge people reading this to try and understand the emotional manipulation on display and empathize with her situation. There is a lot I could say about how disgusting I found their behavior towards other creators in general, but I want to focus on my personal experience. No one was sabotaged because of Red or I, and Nano wasn't manipulated, but Silver pushed readers to empathize with these false claims and the incompetence and the incomplete evidence on display. Cinder and I. Discovering that all of this was going on behind the scene has been gut-wrenching. I didn't know Cinder, we weren't friends, and we have barely talked. Even writing this, I do not understand that I could have possibly done to warrant the level of malice and cruelty shown. In our private interaction, I was as cordial as possible, but I just wasn't interested in associating with her professionally or being her friend. For the very few uncomfortable interaction I did have with her, I had gotten the vibe that her primary goal was to climb the social and content ladder and grow her brand. I'm fully aware how common that attitude is, and that's just how you grow in this sphere, but I personally don't have the emotional fortitude or bandwidth to have friendships for the express purpose of growth. For the record, I think it's fine to have that view and approach to content creation, but I also reserve the right to simply not vibe with someone. I would much rather not associate with someone at all than pretend to be their friend for the purpose of growing my brand.
I drew fan art of us. I asked her to hang out offline to get to know each other, and I went to see her at her public events. When finally given the chance to ask her, she refused any kind of business relationship. I was okay with it. I accepted it. That's what Red prioritized me pursuing. I just wanted to try to be her friend, and if not friends, then at least on good terms. She's absolutely correct in saying that she has the right to not vibe with someone. She was never obligated to be my friend, but instead of telling me that directly, she was completely two-faced to me. I did nothing wrong to her, and yet she still held some hatred against me for existing alongside her.
Excuse me? She was never obligated to be my friend, but instead of telling me that directly, she did tell you directly. She said, I admire your persistence, but respectively, I just don't want to... I'm not interested in a business relationship. She told her. And then she said she was completely two-faced to me. No, she didn't. She stopped replying after. That's the opposite of two-faced. I did nothing wrong to her, and yet she still held some hatred against me for existing alongside her. She didn't say no hard enough. The only time I had actually talked to her directly was during my meet and greet at TwitchCon 2023. I had just finished my meet and greet, and as I was wrapping up, she walked directly to the screen to meet me and had someone else take a picture of us together. I was not informed of this picture or asked permission for it, and only knew about it once I saw it on Twitter later on. She had selective hearing. Sadly, Silver was not selected. Also, Cinder really loved meeting you and wanted to collab, so I told her I'd let you know and I could throw you guys in a group chat if you were interested. Hello, I appreciate the sentiment, but I prefer to not do collabs. No worries. Hope you're having a good weekend. Oh, thanks. I'm trying to just busy and lots of RL stuff coming up. Sorry for not being interested in collab. I just like to do my own thing, but I'm always open to messages. I hope you had fun at the con and everything went okay. After the meet and greet, she contacted my manager at Mythic to ask me to collab with her. I told them I would rather not collab, but accepted her friend request on Discord after turning her down. In private DMs, she reached out and asked me to do merch or another various form of collab to be monetized, to which I again declined. I will always prioritize my mental health and peace over any potential profit that would make me feel used transactionally and put me out of my comfort zone.
I could have messaged Silver on Twitter again. I could have friended her on Discord out of the blue. To me, both of those would have been weird considering our history. So after being at Mythic's booth together, Red and I tried going through Mythic. You can literally see the tonal shift in Silvervale's 2 messages to Mythic after my name is brought up. She could have let Mythic tell me she wasn't interested and went on about her day. She made the decision to message me on Twitter, which was never shown in her document. In her document, Silver said, she told Mythic she would rather not collab but accepted my friend request on Discord after turning me down, but never showed where she turned me down in our Twitter DMs.
So, the result is the same, no? She told Mythic she would rather not collab, but she did tell Mythic she would rather not collab. It's in the screenshot. And then she accepted her friend request. And then, when Silver DM'd her again, pitching her various things, she also turned her down in DMs. And here, she also said, I really prefer not to do collabs. It's nothing against you at all. I'm just more of a solo gamer stream. So she did turn her down in Twitter, and then she turned her down again in Discord. What more does Sinder want? How clear can the woman be? Silver didn't message me to tell me off or that she wanted nothing to do with me, like one of her mods implied she claimed to them. I've told you in private multiple times to very nicely please leave me alone in every aspect of my life. That's not even what the mod says. See, like they write something and they're like, this is what this person claims. And then there's a screenshot and the screenshot says something else. The screenshot says she told her multiple times, and it's true, she told her twice. Very nicely, also true. Please leave me alone in every aspect of my life. Like, obviously, it doesn't have to be the exact same words. But she said she's not down to do collab. Like, it's over. Let it go. Let it go. Walk away with some dignity.
She told me she was always down if I want to message or anything. I have been in Discord servers with Silvervale for years and never once sent her a friend request because I thought it'd be really weird to. It was only after Silvervale sent me this message explicitly saying that messaging on Discord would work better that I did. Silver was the first one to message me, both on Twitter and on Discord. She conveniently cropped out my very next message after she turned me down where I completely understood her decision, or any of my following messages that had nothing to do with monetized collabs.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that you told her that you completely understand her decision when every single one of your actions after this proved that you did not understand her decision. This only proves that you were being fake.
She didn't say anything to me here, or in her Twitter message, about the picture I posted of us just days earlier either. She could have asked me to take it down if she had a problem with it, the same way she did about my fan art in the past. And I would have.
Okay, this is like the red shit talking Silver. These 2 messages are presented out of order in Silver's document. In Nano's document, they were presented in the correct order. You can clearly see the timestamps on these 2 messages. I don't know why Silver deliberately chose to lay them out this way, other than to try to making Red's messages sound worse. Alright, let's reread the Red messages. Do they actually sound worse like this? Like, at the end of the day, it isn't about how much we make compared to her. We just wanted her to recognize, hey, Cinder's a big VTuber too. She got there on her own merit, just like you did. Get along. And the marketing potential and money they could make if they teamed up. I just know anything we do, she's watching and will take from or try to outdo. Oh my god, you know the spinning figure we have on our stream? Silver figure was announced on Wednesday. No spinning figure, blah, blah, blah. Then the redacted is like, I think it's more like wanting her to recognize Cinder, even though it literally doesn't matter. I feel like there's this unspoken competition between them, like they need to one-up each other because Silver can get along. But I also understand her point of view. A new VTuber, they shall... Okay, this is... People online that are not very high IQ use this argument a lot. They're just like, they changed... Why is this not in the right order? Why? If one thing is not in the right order, throw it all out. That means everything's fake. That means you're lying. And it's like, when you actually read it, it doesn't change anything for me. The result is the same. It doesn't make it look worse. It doesn't, it looks as bad. It looks as bad. literally low IQ, and maybe they should stop reading what people are saying on Twitter to get their arguments to lay down in the document, because it's really not helping their case. I had a new Life 2D model in the works for my birthday with Nano, which was eventually cancelled. I was devastated as Nano was the one who originally asked if she could do this model because she was excited to make it with all the new things she had learned. And my birthday was special at the time. The reason given was health and stress reason, which made sense given how much was on Nano's plate. And despite my disappointment, I expressed my support for her prioritizing her health. I am now aware that the actual reason for her declining to work with me on my birthday model was external pressure from the Redacted and Sinder. Words cannot describe how heartbroken I was and am. Silver, I have to cancel the model comp. I'm sorry, my manager told me I have to cancel the most comps possible for healthy reasons. I've been working too hard and it's getting to me. I really apologize for this inconvenience. And anyway, like, what was the point for Silvervale to put them out of order if a document that was like released prior was in order? Like, people would have easily found out. She's not trying to hide things. It's just like a mistake because, sorry, they didn't spend 6 months on their own 1000 page Google Doc. I've already explained that in Nano section, but in Silver model wasn't cancelled due to Red or I pressuring her to do it. Nano cancelled it herself. Is this the message that happened? And 2 hours later, Cinder messaged her to tell her how much she cares about her? I feel like we've already debunked that earlier in the Nanoless section, but now all my thoughts are getting jumbled. I was just telling them my manager told me to get rid of some of my cons. I'm dying because... So Mio gets the fault. You just crapped Silvervale. I talked to Cinder just now about this. She said she's absolutely would love to work with you on more to help pay to your house. Didn't you already start Silver on your stream though? Yeah, but I'll cancel anyway. Kind of feel more light and even send a message yet. Ruthless. I mean, regardless of how I feel about it, you should do what's best for you. We definitely want to come you for more art so you can do on stream too, like not just NDA models. I think we have plans for how we can work with both of you and models. Nano, place. The very next day in her own public Discord server, Nano said she was healthier and less stressed after canceling Silver's model. Yeah, of course. Has been weighing down on her mental health, as we've seen in the screenshots earlier in that stream. When Nano went to Red to clear up the confusion about their previous conversation, Red reassured her about working with Silver and that he understood her position. Nano says, I don't want to take sides on any drama or situation. He's like, is this about Silver? She says, yeah, I want to take it, but I don't want to disrespect Cinder. I just want to do pretty models, no hurt feelings. So she canceled because she had too much work. Now she's walking it back, saying she wants it. So obviously, the real reason was not because she was overworked. She kind of just said that because they kept pestering her. At least that's what I believe. That's my perception of this. Nano, you're a freelance artist and Silver is a long-time client, so it makes sense to continue doing work for her. I understand the logistics of it. At the end of the day, you need to do what's best for you. I really appreciate you understanding my side. I do understand your side too, but sadly it's something between you two, not me, and I shouldn't get involved in this fight. Right, I know, I just didn't think our other conversation sounded like I was trying to make you not work with her on a model, like Silver specifically. Nano's, yeah, because you've never done that before, not even with spite, right? This is the first time, wink wink, that you've asked her not to work with somebody. Maybe I just considered the situation too much. My mistake for thinking this way. Nano told Red she was going to take Silver's model, but never did. I might be able to consider I'll only take Silver back. Oh, actually, Silver might have found another artist, so I'll just wait for a confirmation.
If Nano lied and told Silver that her model was cancelled because of me, then I can't blame Silver for thinking that was the case. Nano chose to cancel Silvervale's model in November 2023. It was not mine or Red's fault. She never took it back like she told Red she was going to do because she was healthier and less stressed. Despite this, I don't expect Silvervale to care about what really happened to her model, since Nano's currently making her a brand new one.
Oh, shots fired. Shots fired. They're still watching Nanoless's stream. I didn't think much of it at the time when Cinder messaged me on Discord right before my model was cancelled. She celebrated that we shared art, despite the fact that at the same time, she and Redacted were actively working to take the potential for more away. This is the only message between us, Silver showed in her doc. She framed this DM from me as if I was secretly taunting her while working to get to her model cancelled. That story is completely untrue, and this message was 2 days before Red even had the conversation with Nano where she cancelled Silver's model. My message was genuine, and Silver ghosted it anyway after inviting me to message her. She invited you to message her, probably because you've been asking everybody else but her for collabs. So she was like, I'll just tell her myself and be straightforward. And then she stopped answering you. She wasn't interested, as she said in her doc. And as she told you in DMs, moving forward, Sinder and Redacted have spent years sabotaging me for no understandable reason. I've never done anything to warrant this other than just existing as Silvervale. They actively sought to get my models and art cancelled, and based on the messages I've seen and shared above, seem to have not had any second thoughts about doing so. Sinder adds, I didn't do anything to warrant Silver hate of me other than just existing as Sinder. Nano cancelled Silvervale's model in 2023 herself. Okay. Nano also cancelled her deal she made with Fred because Silver asked her for art, meaning Silver lost out on nothing due to their agreement. Their agreement was for Nano not to work with Silver anymore, not sabotage her, and get something she had in the works cancelled. Neither of us sought to have Silver's projects cancelled. Red asked one other artist not to work with her on his own, and as far as he knew, nothing was cancelled because of it. But so you admit to blacklisting her? They're like, no, it's not sabotage. It's just we asked her not to work with Silver anymore and not to work with her in the future with the other artist. It's hard to express how crushing a feeling it is to be talked about so cruelly and maliciously without my knowing, and to know opportunities and friendships were taken away for what I can only assume is spite and insecurity. There is no end to the... and spread lies about her. There's no end to the amount of anxiety I feel knowing that if these rumors were expressed to Nano, I have to assume that they were expressed to others as well, and I hope this document and the evidence presented will convince you that I'm not the person that Sinder and Redacted tried to convince people that I am. And apparently after Silver went on stream, she said that a few artists had contacted her to apologize to her because they were told lies about her too. These rumors expressed about Silvervale were true to our own experiences with her. There was no reason for Red or I to lie about that. The same way, there wasn't a reason for Red to lie to Nano about my experience with Shy Lily. Holy unhinged. I hope this document and the evidence presented will convince you that Silvervale is the person that I've shown her to be. Silvervale's claim on her streams. When Silvervale finally had the opportunity to talk about me on her stream, she showed her true colors to everyone. However, no one watching would have known what those colors really were. Showed her true colors, that is Red's wording too. That's what he told to the artist. However, no one's watching would have known what these colors were. Almost everything Silvervale said about me on her stream was greatly exaggerated or a lie. I obviously didn't want to talk about this, but I feel like I have to. Silver didn't want to talk about this and then goes on to egregiously lie about me. To find out that I've been systematically being torn down for years. If she was, it wasn't by me or Red. What are these lame-ass arguments? This is weak as fuck. So yeah, I just found out about all of this like a day or so before I put out my doc. Silvervale posted her document towards the end of the day on April 26. If Silver only found out about this a day or so beforehand, it supports my timeline in the breakdown section of when she, Cotton, and Spite were first contacted. I was asked if I wanted my name censored, and I wanted it censored so that people wouldn't know that it was me, but when I went back and looked at the doc or the pictures about everything that happened, I went back to my messages with her and I saw that one where she was so excited that we shared art and that we shared a model, and I didn't think any of it at all. And then I saw the fucking timestamp on it and just couldn't take it, man. It was so fucked up, it was so vile and cruel and malicious for no reason. Silver's referring to my message for her 2 days before Nano canceled her model in November of 2023. I've already debunked this claim. Okay, but it's funny that they're like, she went on to lie. She went on to lie. These are egregious lies. She's lying right now. Okay, but she's coming to this conclusion based on the info she has. Isn't that what you've been saying about you guys slandering Silvervale behind her back? That this is true based on your own experience? This is true based on her own experience too. This argument can go both ways. Red Sinder. As you've seen, Silvervale was not beat down progressively over years for no reason by me or Red, but Silvervale is implying that she's had a problem with me for a long time. Oh, sorry, I didn't read the Silvervale quote here. I didn't know her. I wasn't her friend. I was just someone that she beat down progressively over years for no reason, and I feel like that says a lot about a person. And I just really needed to get it out there because it was just sitting inside of me. Like so much was just sitting inside of me that I was realizing was just horrible that I've gone through. And I couldn't say anything because I thought she was just a really business savvy person, you know? I didn't know what was going on. Yeah, it just been gnawing at me and seeing that I felt like I had to get my side out there. Silvervale is implying that she had a problem with me for a long time. She's implying, that's not what she's implying. She's implying that she had this feeling gnawing at her, but she'd really just thought that you were a business savvy person. Like, actually, if she knew the extent to which you guys were operating and spying on her in her Discord, it would have been much worse. Worse. I didn't talk to her. I never talked about her. Like, she was there for years talking about me. She did talk to me more than she showed, and she did talk about me, evidenced by what her mods said about me. Like, I got weird vibes ever since, like, I guess where it all started, and a lot of you probably don't even remember this, but it stuck with me. She had this fan art of me and her, and she made a ship tag, Silvervale. She's the one that came up with the art tag, and she talked about how close our designs were, and that she wanted to be wolf girls together, and it was so strange, because I didn't know this person. She just came out of nowhere, and the art was sweet, but I didn't want to retweet that, like, I don't want to push a ship tag. I explained above that I didn't mean for my tag to be considered as a ship tag, but Silver was valid for thinking this, and I agreed with her, which is why I immediately deleted the post. And what was really weird is, so my mom retweets tons of my art of me, and she's amazing, and I love her so much, but she didn't retweet that one. Silvervale is lying. Her mom did retweet my artwork, liked and commented on it before she unretweeted it later. Silver acknowledged that she did too. Oh, fuck. Well, goddamn. So the end result is the same though. Your art was unretweeted. I don't understand why this is a point. It's not exactly detailed. And they got her. They got her here. Yeah, let's play the clip.
So Cinder's manager messaged Yoshi. I don't know why they messaged Yoshi. Maybe because they didn't want to message my mom. But they messaged Yoshi asking why my mom didn't retweet the art. Which is such a weird thing to do. Like, why is that just expected? And like, if that's being the first thing you do, like that really shows that your whole goal is just social media attraction, which is what people do. Like, that's why artists make art with streamers, you know, like I get that that's why, but that's so fucked up and so shameless and strange and weird and just really showed their hand that like, well, this is all we care about.
No, she is talking about her actual mom. Like, her actual mom supports her. This would be an extremely weird thing to do if that's what's happened, but Silvervale is lying to make me sound crazy. Red messaged Yoshi because she was our only friend in this space at the time, and she was mutual friends with Silver. He didn't ask her why her mom didn't retweet my art, but why she unretweeted it, because must have been some kind of problem with it. I mean, it's kind of the same, no? It changes nothing because she was saying that Cinder was only doing it for clout, which she was, and Cinder even admits that in the doc. Yeah, they're really playing on semantics. That's a good word, chat. I never expected her mom to interact with my fan art, or for Silver to either. That would be weird and insane. Silver said that me choosing to spend hours of my own time making fan arts of us together was so shameless, strange, and weird because she chose to interpret my action in the worst way possible.
And then there's the TwitchCon picture, and I don't want people to get the wrong idea about it. Like, you go to TwitchCon to get a picture with your streamer if it's like a meet and greet. That's totally normal most of the time. Like, you don't have to ask. It's sweet when you do, but it's kind of expected. You're in like a public place, you're gonna get a picture taken, especially if you're just like on a screen. But the fact that it was like a candid picture from far away at the perfect angle to make it look good and then insinuate that we were closer, like wolf girls together, bro. Like, I don't know you. I want you to leave me alone. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah, it's like, it's all these little things adding up. The perfectly staged picture that she didn't see, immediately posted as if it was planned. It's like, even if it wasn't planned, it looks like it was because there's all these accumulation of things. So yeah, Silver, I mean, got bad conclusion from Cinder, but she wasn't far off from the truth. Like, it actually was way worse than what she thought it was. Yeah, and then getting Aru to message her, and then getting her Mythic manager to message her, like, it's not isolated incidents. The picture was taken in a moment and wasn't pre-planned. Silvervale never told me to leave her alone. She did the opposite just days later. Oh, okay, show the messages that happened right after this when you sent her the friend request. Show the messages that happened after, where she told you that she's not down to collab. There it is. It's been super hectic. I'm really flattered by the persistent, but I'm just not interested in transactional relationship with anyone. I hope you can understand. And then the only thing she says after is, I hope you'll still enjoy spooky time anyway. Hope you feel better. And thank you. I was so anxious and nervous, but I think it went pretty well. Like, this is just polite. If Silver was truly scared of me coming to talk to her and showering her with compliments like I did, she could have told Mythic not to let me in her meet and greet line again if she didn't want me there at future events. It's a little bit extreme, don't you think? She's blaming me for not going to TwitchCon because of the possibility I'd interact with her. Anyone who's met me in person knows who I am and how I act. I don't know what she was afraid of, especially when all I did was praise and encourage her at her last meet and greet. Again, she told her chat she didn't want me to talk to her again. This is what she messaged me directly herself. Oh yeah, so there's this part that I didn't read where Silvervale says, and the reason I haven't done any meet and greets since then, because I've been so scared. I know it's really, really fucked up and stupid, but I didn't want to deal with it again because you're trapped and you can't run away. Like, I don't want her to talk to me again. I was so scared. I wanted to go to TwitchCon in person and give people hugs and sign merch and stuff. Then it was like, what if she's there? And how do I get out of that? And I didn't want to deal with it, so I didn't do it. Cinder's like, I wasn't stalking Silvervale. And then they have like that fuck-ass spreadsheet of the raids, the dismissive hi from Minecraft. I don't know, it makes me feel pathetic. I don't like feeling pathetic, like to be scared of someone like this, but I was. I feel really stupid. I could never say anything because like if you talk about how someone gives you weird vibes and you just come off like petty or something. So right there, she's basically explaining why she didn't tell her Mythic and manager about this. But like, she made so fucking uncomfortable constantly. And I was very clear. I was very direct. Like, I just don't want to be your friend. I don't want to talk to you. I said it as nicely as I could. Where was Silver very direct and say anything like that to me? Right here! What do you... It's right here! It's in front of you! I'm really flattered by the persistence, but I'm just not interested in transactional relationship with anyone. I hope you can understand. And here, I really prefer not to do collabs. It's nothing against you. I'm just more of a solo game streamer. What did you want her to do? To tell you, well, this was really awkward. You're giving me weird vibes. Like, no, you don't have to do that. This is just polite. You close the tie, that's it. Like, she reached out to my manager to try and get a collab, which was so uncomfortable and it made me so stressed and anxious. And it was like going to your parents or your teacher to pressure you even more, like that extra step above. Like, who does that? You could have messaged me, like, the fact that you go to my manager that you know I'm going to have a hard time saying no to was just uncomfortable. The one and only other time I messaged Silver myself to do something together, about a year earlier, she never responded. It wasn't about an on-stream collab, just to hang out offline. I wasn't friend with her on Discord, so I couldn't message her there. She's like, oh, we're gonna hang out offline. It's not business related, but you're networking. Even if you're not streaming, you're networking. Red was the one with the idea of who brought up asking Silvervale to do something together with Mythic, and I agreed. It was just to ask if she was interested, if she's down. So, okay, hiding behind Red again. He's the one that asked the Mythic agent. And then Sinder was like, sure, that'd be a cute idea. Yeah, Sinder and Red surely never discussed this before that. She just happened to respond like 10 minutes later. No, I didn't know Silver would have a hard time saying no to her talent manager. Once again, interpreted my actions in the worst way possible because I never had a problem saying no to mine. Your talent manager is always on the side of whatever you want to do or not. The screenshot she shared of this convo doesn't show her having any problem saying no to them. She's very sternly turned them down at the mention of my name. I mean, it's true that she didn't know that Silver would have a hard time saying no to her. People act with different ways in regards to their manager. Somebody like me would have no problem saying no. But somebody else that's more angsty, like Silver, may have a problem with it. And I was like, I was very clear. I said, I'm flattered by the persistence because god fucking damn it, she was persistent, but I just didn't want it. Like, you should be allowed to just not want to talk to someone. Like, why did it have to be me when I was very clearly not interested? Silver's right. She was allowed to just not talk to me. I would have been okay with that if that's what she told me. That's not what she told me. She was not very clear. After Silver told me she was always down to message and I had asked about the possibility of everything else in a collab, I just tried to talk to her. I sent her 5 messages after our first convo over the next 6 months, all of which she ghosted. Nothing I said in any of those messages was about a collab, and all of them were just saying nice things to her.
Persistent about a collab? No. Aru asked Silver about the collab she had the idea for in October 2022 that never went anywhere. I asked to hang out offline, not collab, at the end of November 2022, which Silver never responded to. Mythic asking Silver about a collab, her messaging me, and me asking about anything other than a collab on Discord were all in the span of a few days in October 2023. That's every instance there was any attempt from me to do anything with Silvervale, persistent in trying to talk to her like she said she was always down to do, kinda, yeah, when she never replied to my message on Twitter from a year earlier. And from what she said in her message to me, I gave her the benefit of the doubt that she was missing my Discord messages and would eventually see and respond to one.
Yeah, you give her a big benefit of the doubt and you were trash talking her behind the scenes throughout these messages. Oh, Rima, Cinder admitted she couldn't say no to her own manager. True. So that is a contradiction in the bow section. She admits that. Yes, true. She does say that she couldn't say no to Red, and she went along with him shit-talking Bao to try to keep the peace. And then she's like, oh, Silver should have just said no to her manager. I can always say no to my managers. The talent manager is always on the side of whatever you want to do or not do. She needs to remove her giving the benefit of her doubt to Silver out of her vocabulary, because she has never, not once, given her the benefit of the doubt. She does not know what these words mean.
Did go to the extent that she did to just harass me in weird ways. It was really bad. And like they were all just little things, like little things that was like, I don't really like this. I wish this would stop. But like I couldn't say anything. I couldn't do anything. Like I just accepted this is just how it is, and I tried to get away from it as much as I could. I distanced myself. I tried to just not address it and just do my own thing. She just wouldn't leave me alone. And I don't understand why she was so obsessed. Like, I'm sure there were other people that didn't talk to her. Why did it matter so much that I didn't?
Yeah, that's a good point. I also don't buy the point that she just wanted to talk to her like casually, like the entire time. The entire reason why they wanted to get close to Silvervale, and they've made this abundantly clear throughout the document and by talking to multiple people, that they want to make a collab with Silvervale to shut down the rumors and the harassment. So that's what it would have led to, and that's what they were angling for. And every time they've spoken about collabing with Silver, it was always to about their concept. They have similar concepts, so they should work together, or things like that. Like the wordings they're used always seem to be about making money or doing some kind of launch together. Sure, she was like, oh, let's talk. She wanted to talk to her, maybe off stream or game off stream to get to know her. But I am sure that if a friendship were formed, that at one point they would have pitched the idea of a collab to try to shut down the rumors. That was the thing that was stressing Cinder out. She said she was insecure about it. After our first conversation on Discord, I messaged her 5 times with positive messages over 6 months. I occasionally would say hi to her in Twitch chat until I was restricted. I very rarely replied to her on Twitter. I don't know what constitutes me harassing her. Oh, that's what she meant with soft blocking, that she was restricted. I don't know what constitutes me harassing her after she told me she was always down to message. Silvervale never communicated to me about anything. She falsely claimed to her chat that she was very direct with me about how she felt while portraying me as this malicious person. Silvervale says, I don't understand why she was so obsessed. Like, I'm sure there were other people that didn't talk to her. Why did it matter so much that I didn't? It doesn't make any sense. I was not obsessed with Silvervale. Red wanted to pursue working together because he knew anything we did together would be a success. There you go. You got it right here in black and white. But to me, if Silvervale and I were on good terms publicly, not privately, publicly, whether through something like a collab or as small as interacting on Twitter, the harassment I was getting and she was supposedly getting to could have ended. I don't know what doesn't make any sense to her. She literally says it here. Like, I have to go to the bathroom. Hassan, chair stream.
And I just prefer that if I'm going to be playing games with someone on stream, it's someone that I know well, and I know that they love me for who I am and not what they can get out of me. And I was super clear. That I wasn't interested in a collab, and I tried to be as nice as I possibly could. I don't know how else I could have worded that. That's a transactional relationship. If you come at me asking for a collab and I say no, and then you say, well, okay, how about merch? How about a song? How about this? How about that? I don't want the money. I don't want the stress. If I do one thing, then people expect more. It's a gateway into having this person attached to my life that I don't know and I'm not comfortable with. So if I do one thing, I have to do all the other things, and I just didn't want to deal with that. Her intentions were super clear, and all she kept asking was for fucking merch and fucking collabs. Like, oh, we look the same. Okay, we're the same made-up magical animal. Why does that fucking matter? Like, I didn't want to be around her, and I wish she would have just left me alone.
As I explained, I asked Silvervale about every possibility other than a collab to see if she was interested in anything else Red had talked about us doing together to get it all out of the way. I asked her once, she said no, I accepted that, and I moved on just trying to be friendly with her. I didn't expect Silvervale to agree to do anything with me. I certainly didn't expect Silvervale to reach out to me herself and tell me she was always down to message either. The only harassment they show in this doc is their own behavior too. True. Actually, it's just so fucked up how she hid it. I'm surprised I had no idea this was going on. I had no idea. I mean, none of us did. So I guess she hid it really well. And like, I don't want people thinking like there's no one nice in the world. Like there is, but it was amazing how two-faced she was and how well she hid everything. And it's fucking scary. Like, it's always that I was afraid from another streamer, and like her horror stories about like, oh, this person's so different off stream, but like, holy fuck, dude, like, wow, it's maniacal. Like, it's so fucked up. It just, the more I found, the more I couldn't believe it. Like, it's like a bad movie. It's just so irrationally evil in every single way. Just because I didn't want to do a collab with you, you wanted to tear my life apart. A few comments with people saying you ripped off Silver is not harassment. I thought anyone was sending death threats over it. I have to see if there was like literal insults and stuff, but yeah, I mean, I could see how it would be annoying. I'd probably recommend like blocking, muting. It's amazing how two-faced Silvervale was and how well she hid everything. What? This is so fucking petty. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this defense? Imagine you're in a court of law and somebody says this, and then your response is, no, actually, it's you. You're the one that's two-faced. I accepted her decision when she told me she didn't want to collab after that one time. No, you didn't. You guys were shit-talking her in DMs with other people. And then you kept sending her positive messages. She hid that from the public. Like, people like that will exist, but we've never seen Silvervale ever spread that. Yeah, we don't have a single proof of Silvervale acting against Sinder besides that mod that's like seeing a few things from the grapevines. But yeah, Cinder's been spreading these things about Silvervale and Spite, which makes it many times worse. All we have are what to go off from this mod, which is mostly like moderation. And I guess the fact that I just wasn't interested set her off so much and just like fucking broke her brain to the point she just wanted to take me out because I said no thank you. What part of this is false though? What part of this is false? This is a Juan stream now, yeah. Silvervale told me she wasn't interested in a collab and I was okay with it. She never showed that in her document and I didn't show that to her chat. At no point was I trying to take her out. I want to ask Nano not to work with her on the new models anymore, so Silver would get a model from someone else. Okay, but that's still a blacklist. And the biggest thing, she's like, no, I didn't blacklist her because she would have just gotten a model from somebody else. And the biggest thing we were compared over wouldn't be a problem anymore. I don't see how her not being able to work with Nanoless on a model would have taken her out. Silverblade, they conveniently just talk about Nanoless here, and they didn't just try that with Nano, by the way. This was with multiple artists. Silver blamed me for all the misfortunes in her career when did she do that? No, she did. She didn't blame you for Hogwarts. She didn't blame you for VShojo. She never said that. This is Delulu. And the one time I agreed to try doing something, it didn't affect her. While I was focused on my own content, she looked at me with scorn for years, but she broke me.
I keep hearing, the story that like I hated her. I never hated her. Didn't want her around me. Like, I respected that she was so business oriented. Like, it sucks, but I respected that, you know? Like, she was a go-getter. She was very, very business oriented, and that was really admirable and impressive, you know, like to grow so much so fast, and she seemed really driven. But I just wasn't interested in associating with her. Like, I just didn't want to be friends with someone that I could tell was gonna use me as a rung on a ladder. Like, I didn't have the emotional bandwidth to deal with that. And I got so many weird vibes from her, but like I never in a million years
That is some mega cleavage. Not gonna...
could have imagined it was this bad. Like, I just thought, sure, that's a little weird. Oh, she doesn't really care much about people, but there's no way she's like finding out that she was this cruel and malicious. Like, not only to me, but like her IRL best friends that she like made memories with and spent years with and did like things together. Like, I can't imagine sitting next to someone and like making memories, going on trips, and then you think about how badly you want to take them down, like, while doing that is insane.
Sinder says, it's obvious Silvervale had a problem with me for years. She did not respect me enough to even respond to my messages, even to tell me off directly, like she lied about doing. Everything she said here is untrue, and she just maliciously parroting the claims Shalili and my friends made. I keep hearing the story that I hated her. I never hated her, I just didn't want her around me. Like, I respected that she was so business-oriented, like it sucks. But I respected that. Like, she's a go-getter. Where did she say that she told her off? I don't want to be used as a rung on a ladder. She doesn't have the emotional bandwidth. She doesn't really care about people. I don't see where she said that it's obvious that we had a problem with me. She didn't respect me enough to even respond to my message and even to tell me off directly like she lied about doing. I guess she's talking about something she said earlier. Anyway, I feel like she did, again, I'm repeating myself, but I feel like she was very clear about it. We really should start cracking down on death threats more. Yeah, absolutely. Death threats are not okay from both sides, and Sinder also doesn't deserve any harassment.
And like she kept making this claim that her actions towards me were like fueled by how often she saw us compared. A comparison that she originally even made with that fan art. So I don't know.
Also, unrelated, but how is she switching like toggles that fast? This is probably tied to something in Twitch chat, but I'm wondering what is triggering it. Which program they're using.
Why she was surprised if you are the one that pushed that.
It's redeems, yeah. This is a good idea. Maybe that's a way to actually use your toggles, because usually, otherwise you don't use them at all.
In the first place, like, you were just like a color swap of me, and you said that.
I need to look into it.
You literally said, look, we're opposites, we're so cute. Like, why are you surprised? And I heard these same comparisons all the time, too. All the fucking time, constantly. I saw them in chat, I saw them in Discord, I saw them on Twitter, I saw them constantly all the time.
Music's good.
If just being compared to me is the reason that you go around telling everyone that like I hate you and you slander me all because we were compared, like,
weird.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like, when I saw this thing, sure, I get fucking sad. Like, how can you not get sad when people are calling this other person the better version of you and always asking like, why don't you collab with so and so? You're so much alike. Oh, you remind me so much of blah blah blah. Like, I get sad, but I just think about how I could do better and put my little fucking horse blinders on and like do my own shit. Like, I would just focus on playing games and making memories with my chat and be the best version of me that I could be. Like, I focus on enjoying my streams and the career that I'm incredibly lucky to have. I would never lash out and try to ruin someone's career. Like, people get compared all the time, but no one fucking does this. This is insane. And it's baffling that it went on for fucking years, like actual years, in the background, just like silently tormenting me.
Yeah.
I'm like ruining so many projects. Like, I didn't even know how much. I just thought I was unlucky, you know? Like, it just kept happening. I was like, oh, okay, that sucks, but you know, I'll find another artist. I'll think of something else. Like, it was my fucking birthday, dude. Like, it was cringe. I don't know, but like, birthdays are important.
You wore that revealing dress so you deserved what happened. That Silvervale argument about my fan art, how it related to years of harassment I got for being her dollar store version. I drew fan art of us because she inadvertently inspired Cinder's creation not to be sent hate and called names for years. Seeing comments comparing us didn't have anything to do with me knowing Silvervale hated me. Her own actions told me that. Nothing I ever told to anyone about Silvervale was slander or untrue to the way she treated me. She's like, I believe these things I told about Silvervale, so it wasn't slander. Yeah, what is dollar store version a quote? I don't know who she's quoting. Silvervale said herself that she got upset because of the comparisons made between us, But instead of just being friendly to one another, she decided to put on her blinders and ignore it because she couldn't bring herself to show me the... That's not what she said! Because she couldn't bring herself to show me the kindness I showed her at every turn. What kindness you showed her at every turn? You were lying about her at every turn. You were trying to blacklist her. You were shit-talking her all the time. Wait. Silver, they are misinterpreting everything Silver said here. She said she got sad, not upset, first of all, because of the comparisons made between them. She's like, sure, I saw these comments and I felt sad, but instead, you know, it's just better to put my horse blinders on and move on. She didn't say instead of just being friendly to one another, she was friendly to you, she was polite to you, and she was kind to you. But she set her boundaries. She wasn't interested in a friendship. She couldn't bring herself to show me the kindness I showed her at every turn. What kindness did you show her? Silvervale wouldn't have been able to work with Nano if Nano didn't cancel her deal as soon as Silvervale asked her for something. She would have lost out on one artist who initially agreed to cut her off. That is hardly anything to ruin her career. Alright, so downplaying. And it's baffling that it went on for fucking years, like actually years in the background, just silently tormenting me and ruining so many projects. I don't even know. I just thought it was unlucky. Nothing went on for years. I didn't ruin Silvervale's project, and she blamed me for everything that went wrong for her. Well, she even says, I don't even know. She says, I don't even know how many projects. She's seen those screenshots, so obviously she believes that she ruined these screenshots. And it was my fucking birthday. Like, I know it's cringe, but birthdays are important, and it was really special. And Nano could come to me originally with that model, like, that it makes it so fucked up, because like, I really didn't even ask for a model. She came to me and she was like, I learned all this stuff and I love your model so much. I really want to give you another one with all the new things I can do in the Life 2D stuff. And I was like, okay, sure. Like, it's almost my birthday. It would be amazing to have you do my birthday model. And we sketched it and it was beautiful. It was so beautiful. And then it just got taken away. But finding out that she literally took it away from me because it's something I would be happy about and something that meant something for me, that's so fucked up. Like, it's just so evil. Like, it's comically evil. It's insane. And this went on for years, like years. I had no fucking idea that any of this was happening. In May of 2023, Nano told Red that she was the one to ask Silvervale about making a new model for her. So that lines up. Nano canceled Silvervale's model herself in November 2023 and then chose not to take it back when she had the chance. What Nanoless and Silvervale are accusing her of is manipulation. We've seen throughout the document that this manipulation did indeed happen. You did guilt trip her, especially when it comes to Silvervale, and you admitted yourself at the beginning of the document that you guilt tripped her.
Love how earlier she accused Silver of viewing her in the worst way possible, and here we are interrupting what she said as the worst possible.
Yeah, exactly. The reason why Nano canceled the model is based on all the lies you guys told her, plus the guilt tripping, which is textbook manipulation. So where is the lie here? Like, what are we even arguing about? Silvervale's birthday on August 12th, how was this supposed to be her birthday model? If her birthday had already passed months ago by the time her model was cancelled, and what it was only scheduled to be starting in January 2024. Okay, well that part I don't know. That she might have been speaking out of her ass. Silvervale saying I had her model cancelled for her birthday does sound extremely evil, which is why she said it. Okay, I had nothing to do with her model being cancelled. You did, though. You did. Red was literally there with her in DMs when she cancelled them, pestering her until she gave him an answer. Yeah. Okay, let's watch this part.
And like I've been contacted by other artists after my doc came out. And I guess I'm really glad that I put that part in there about worrying she had been saying things about me, because that was true, apparently. They told me that she had told them that I hated her and I was this malicious person and that I was so mean and I just hated her so much. Like, usually conveniently right after doing a project or an art piece or something with me that got traction, and she didn't like it. And they told me that hearing that made them less inclined to work with me again because they think I'm this evil, terrible person. Because why would she say that if it wasn't true? Like, why would you lie about someone? And that happened so much.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't just Nana, there's so many other people. And like, I wish someone would have told me if this was going on for so long. But you don't think that someone's gonna lie to you, right? Like I understand why people didn't tell me. If you think that I'm like this evil person that just hates everyone, like, I get it. So I don't blame them, but
Silver claimed that she was contacted by so many other artists telling her I was slandering her conveniently right after a project or an art piece with her because I allegedly didn't like the traction it got. Why would she say this if it wasn't true? There were 3 artists total Red and I have ever talked to about how Silvervale treated me. Nonetheless, artist number 1 and artist number 2. Silver isn't talking about Nano, and she says as much. Nano was the only artist I talked to about Silvervale. She could possibly be talking about artist number 1, but Red was the one who talked to them about Silver. I can rule out artist number 2 being someone she's referring to here by something she said at the end of her stream, which will be addressed. Meaning that there weren't so many other artists reaching out to Silvervale. So either I'm choosing out to leave out conversation I allegedly had with other artists about Silvervale in this document for some reason, or a bunch of artists separately from each other all decided to message Silver and lie to her and tell her the same story all at the same time, or Silvervale is lying to her audience again in bold, to make me sound worse. If Silvervale is telling the truth, then she should have no problem with showing the messages from these artists. It's a he says, she says thing. Yeah, I mean, 1 is already too much, Sinder. Okay, all I ever did was just want to play video games and stream, and I happen to be the same fucking animal, that's it. Like, that's the reason you want to destroy my whole career and ruin friendships and turn me down, is because people compare you to me? Like, it's fucked up. I don't know, it doesn't feel real. Like, it feels like I'm just alternate reality fucking nightmare. Like, it's insane to find out this and know that I was like being silently destroyed from someone. It feels like a bad comic book villain. Like, who does this? I don't want to destroy Silvervale or her career, and I didn't try to. Yes, but if you had the option to, if the option was presented to you, you would have taken it. I wanted to ask Nano not to make models for her anymore because of the comparisons between us and harassment. I got over it. And because of the way Silvervale acted towards me for years for no reason. My god, there's still like 30 pages in this. And her apology, oh my fucking god, her apology, dude, like no words can express how fucking disgusting that was. It was zero accountability, like it's so fucked up. It all just so fucked up, and it's like even I feel bad saying mean things about her, like even if they're true. Silvervale repeated Shiley's claim that I took zero accountability in my apology, yet I apologized the most to Silvervale. I called myself unapologetically evil towards her and didn't go into detail of our interaction laid out in this section of this document. She said she felt bad saying mean things about me, even if they're true, but almost everything she claimed about me has been a lie. Okay, that last part is... I don't believe that, personally. You guys can make your own opinion about this. But it is true that Sinder did apologize the most in her document, although she is taking back all of her apologies now. It's nice to know the reason why I kept being kicked down constantly. I just thought I was really unlucky. I'm relieved to know what happened. I don't think I'm a problematic person. Silvervale was not kicked down constantly by me or Red. Silvervale claims she isn't a problematic person.
Like, she could have just said, okay, like, if you don't want to do things with me, that's fine. I'll just go find other people to talk to. Or, like, ask someone else. Like, all they did was say no thank you in the nicest way I could possibly think of.
She did.
I was very direct.
That's true.
Like, I'm a very direct person. Like, I'm a very communicative person. If I have a problem, I will tell you. If something makes me uncomfortable, I will tell you. And I straight up told her, like, no thank you.
She could have just said, okay, like, if you don't want to do things with me, that's fine. I'll just go find other people to talk to, or like ask someone else. Like, all I did was say no thank you in the nicest way I could possibly think of. And I was very direct. Like, I'm a direct person. I'm a very communicative person. If I have a problem, I'll tell you. If something makes me uncomfortable, I'll tell you. And I straight up told her, like, no thank you, I'm not interested. And that just pissed her off. Could have just said, okay, if you don't want to do things with me, that's fine. I don't understand what this... She said, I completely understand. If you don't want to do things with me, that's fine. And then she went around and tried to blacklist her and spread the fact that Silvervale hated her. She just turned her down. Said, I'm flattered by the persistence, but I'm not interested in a transactional relationship. Silvervale is a very direct person. She's a communicative person. And then she highlights that part of the message, but doesn't highlight the part where she says, I really prefer to not do collabs. It's nothing against you at all. I'm just more of a solo game streamer. I was really flattered that you were interested, though. I'm always down if you want to message or anything, though. She just said that when the talks went down, that Red added bow in and cotton. Surely, yeah. If she had a problem, she will tell you. If something makes her uncomfortable, she'll tell you. Okay, she didn't tell her about the meet and greet. I think she became uncomfortable after this, though. I think she was fine to that point. Because this was October 20th, right? And this message... Oh, look who's putting things out of orders now. And this message happens October 23. So I think with the accumulation of things, Silvervale started being off-put. So the meet and greet happened, then the Mythic talent manager messaged her for a collab, and that's when Silvervale checked her messages. She was like, I'm gonna respond. Feel free to send me a Discord DM, friend request. We're okay to message me, but I'm not done for the collab. And then they had this conversation on October 29th. And Aru also asked for the collab during the meet and greet. So, you know, it's been a couple things. I think she will tell you if something makes her uncomfortable, and then she posts the photo of the meet and greet. I think by that point, she wasn't really uncomfortable. But then you also posted that photo on Twitter, adding on to the awkwardness. A few things that added up.
Oh, think of all the money we could make. Okay, that's nice. I don't fucking care. Like, I would much rather be thousands of dollars cheaper than have this weighing on my mental for the rest of my life. Did you actually say that? Yeah, her and Red, her boyfriend slash manager, just kept talking about how much money they could make if they did things with me.
But by that point that she took that picture, she had already trashed Silvervale to several people. That is also true. That is also true. And you can sort of tell. You can sort of tell these things, even though you're not sure, there's a little bit of woman intuition that plays into that.
Like, it's so fucked. That's all it was to them. I was just a fucking walking money bag that they wanted. Like, it's insane.
Silver doesn't do subathons even for her birthday. She's genuine when she says that she isn't focused on money. Oh wow, really? That's interesting to notice.
I feel bad. Like, I feel bad speaking ill of, like, a gamer sub's partner. Like, I even had to tell gamer subs, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm sorry that I put out a doc. I'm sorry that I spoke ill of someone that is such a big part of the company. Like, I fucking love gamer subs. And I feel bad speaking ill of someone, but, like, this is so fucked, dude. Like, it's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay to treat people like this. Like, there's a business, and there's fucking, I don't even know what to call it. Like, this is so fucked.
Red said this to Nano in May of 2023 once, expressing that working together would be mutually beneficial for us both. His message before this literally says it wasn't about the money, it was about Silver getting along with me. Okay, but then you also said that the marketing potential and the money they could make if they teamed up. You said multiple times that it would be beneficial. This isn't the only time. Didn't they say that with the artist too? I'd have to go back, but I'm sure we can find more. I feel bad speaking ill of a gamer sub partner. I don't know why Silvervale dragged gamer sub into this conversation other than to look considerate to them and her audience. Perhaps. Like, I've always been a little uncomfortable, but I had no idea, and I could never say anything, and, like, I always felt so bad, and you're like, oh, I love her, or she's so much like you should collab, and, like, I could never come out and say, no, sorry, she just wants to use me. Like, then that would explode, and I would seem like the bad person because I didn't want to do it, and I just had to deal with that for so long. It's just so fucked up. I didn't want to use Silvervale. I wanted to be on good terms with Silver, if not eventually friends, something she didn't ever want. That wouldn't have been a problem if she had just told me that directly instead of being two-faced to me and then playing the victim.
Like, I just keep thinking about all the things that I had plans for, and, like, I would talk about having plans for, and then they would fall through. Like, it's kind of a little thing. But even, like, I was so excited for the Oblivion launch, and I was like, I want to get another model from Linebreaker, just like my Fallout one that's interactive and swaps weapons, and like, we collect stuff over time, and that'll be so cool. And then Lime has a big commission and he can't do it, and then guess who that commission's for? Like, it's just fucking crazy, dude.
Silvervale continues to attribute any of her plans that fell through as my fault. She admits she had a problem with me working with someone she seemingly considered one of her artists. It got an unreleased art piece commissioned from them because I liked their work and they drew fan art of me in the past. It had nothing to do with Silvervale or because I somehow telepathically knew she was planning to ask them for a new model in the near future. Oh, and then Lime had a big commission and he can't do it. And guess who that commission is for? Is Sinder. Okay. I got an unreleased art piece commission from them because I liked their work. I wonder when that was. Did she unrelease it because the documents dropped against her? Like, what's the timeline for this? I'm just curious. It may have had nothing to do with Silvervale, or it may have been, but since we have no way to prove it, how is she not trying to use Silvervale? I mean, technically she was trying to use her because she's trying to use her to quash the rumors, right? And then with the ship tag and all of that early on, she kind of wanted to get either traction on Twitter or, you know, try to get close to her. She's kind of does that a lot, which is fine in content creation. Like, she's a go-getter, but again, like Silver said, that she doesn't have to vibe with that. Yeah, the money, the branding, the trying to stop the rumors. I feel like there's a few ways she was trying to use her. And you can use each other both ways too. It can be beneficial for both people, but if one person doesn't want to do it, then it becomes one-sided, and that's when it's a problem. You know, but it needs to be agreed upon. It needs to be something that both people are in or are interested in. Yeah, okay. So Silver says here, like, I was nothing to her, it was not a threat, like, it wasn't something she interacted with on daily like her friends, like, I was no one, like, why did you have to step on me constantly and just beat me down from the shadows, then fucking message me and reveal it and just laugh to yourself like, oh fuck this bitch, like, this is not okay. I did not step on Silvervale constantly or beat her down from the shadows. All of my messages to Silvervale were genuine, but she couldn't see them for anything other than what she wanted to see them as. Like, this was their life. Like, the diehard fans that buy merch and say you're their Oshi, you are you just part of someone's life, and that is a big responsibility to be someone that they can be proud of and they can love forever, and to just throw that away is so fucked up, to not even think about them or just think about the dollars they can give you and not think about how this would affect them and what they would do when they found all of this out, because she had to think they would find out eventually, right? Like, did she think that she could do this forever? Yes. Was the plan always to have Red as a scapegoat? I don't know. It wouldn't make sense, I guess, but she'd have to think it would come out eventually. What a crazy thing for Silvervale to say. She'd have to think this would come out eventually. And thank God for Nano. Thank God for Nano coming out. But like, some of the artists that talked to me even said, like, I really wanted to say something, but what would that do if they messaged me and they were like, hey, is that true, you hate Sinder? And I'd just be like, no, what? Where did you hear that from? And they'd just be like, okay, and then it wouldn't go anywhere. Where are the messages from some of the artists, plural, who told Silvervale they really wanted to say something to her about me? Well, where are the messages of the harassment you've received? Where are the messages of Silvervale trying to hate on you and beat you down? There's none. I'm gonna play this part because it's big.
The fact that Nano came out, I admire her so much, and I appreciate that so much, because so many of us would never have any idea, and it would probably have gone on for years, and she probably would have done this to more people and made more friends and abused their trust more.
Yeah, she's
so, like,
not
as
wrong.
fucked up as it is, and as much as it fucking hurt to see someone say those things.
Wait, did I miss something, Chris? The last line is a bit of a Freudian slip. Where are the messages from some of the artists, plural, who told Silvervale they really wanted to say something to her about me? What do you mean?
Things about me that I respected and loved. I'm really thankful that she did, because I can't imagine where we'd be in 5 years if this was still happening. Like, would I even have a career? Would I have just been like so demoralized from everything in my life going wrong?
Hey, it's okay, Cass. No worries.
Like, what would her friends do? You know, like, it's so fucked. 5 more years confirmed. I want to be here forever, dude. I want to do this.
Oh, the part where she says it's crazy to think any of this would come out. Yeah.
As long as I can. I love you guys so much. Did hurt to see her say some of that. Yeah, but like, I understand. I mentioned it in my doc. Like, I understand what she was going through. Like, the extent of the emotional torment and manipulation. She believes Sinder was her best friend in the whole world, and that all these other people were out to get her.
See, Silvervale understands more than most people what manipulation truly entails. Like, Silvervale is actually on point. And this is from back in, what, April? Basically, dude, I swear to God, all of the stuff in the doc was so clear back in April. And it just rehashed now, but people have forgotten the initial talking points.
And I get that. Like, I understand where her mindset was. Like, I've been in abusive relationships before. Like, it can fuck up your brain, and her brain got really fucked up. But at least she can get out of it now. And I love her, and I feel so bad for her. And I hope that we can all heal after this. I don't know where it'll go. I don't know if she'll just let this happen. I don't know what'll happen after this, but I really hope that we can all just heal and move on.
It's crazy that just a few months later the visual thing happened. Thankfully, she was already out of that agency by that point, but it's kind of wild. Nothing went on for years. I didn't abuse my friend's trust just to betray them. Silvervale's career wouldn't have ended if Nano decided to abide by her agreement with Fred, not work with her. Silver again implies everything in her life's going wrong would have somehow been my fault. I mean, you tried to. You didn't destroy her career because that would give you way too much power, but you did what you could to make it worse. It hurts to see Nano say some of that.
Did her
Oh yeah, we watched that part. It's about manipulation. Nano lied, Nano wasn't abused, and she wasn't manipulated. I don't think this ever happened like in the history of streamers. Like there's being competitive and there's business relationship, but this is insane. Like this is actual sabotage, actual libel. Like I was being slandered for 5 years. I can't do math. I'm pretty sure it was like 3 years, 4. It was a long fucking time. Like my whole fucking career, I was just being slandered to an insane degree by someone that like I like admired. Not admired because I knew she was like a clout hungry snake, but like she was a very business savvy, and that's neat, I guess. I wouldn't even say it was respect. You know what I mean? I had no problems with her. Yeah, it would have been okay if Nano did as she was told. Nano, place. Shock, shock. All of the evidence for the thing Red and I have said about Silvervale is all shown here. We did not slander her to anyone, and everything said was based on her own personal experiences. Shelly called me a snake, and Silver went out of her way to call me a cloud-hungry snake. If anyone's worthy of that title, it's Silvervale, lying all throughout her stream and claiming she had no problems with me in the same breath. Wow! Yo! What the Wow. Okay. We are there. It just sucked. It sucked getting compared. It sucked thinking that I wasn't good enough. And I would see some of my community leave. I would see my mods join her mod team and wonder why I wasn't good enough. I don't know if she sought them out because they were my mods. She did. We have proof of that. But I guess a lot of stuff starts to make sense, and I hope with all of my heart that her community can find new homes. The fact that Silvervale is saying it sucked to be compared is funny because she was never harassed the way I was. You don't know that. She was never blue Cinder like I was red Silvervale. If only there was a way we could have made a comparison between us. Stop. Silver goes on to blame me for her community, apparently leaving hers and becoming pyro pups as if they couldn't be both of our fans. Maybe her community leaving could have had something to do with her choosing to change her stream time to morning instead of nights. Did she do that because of me? How would I have taken them for her specifically? Mind control, targeted ads, like what? Her mods? Okay, yeah, I can agree with that, I guess. Her mods all willingly applied to my mod application and were chosen due to their experience modding. Yeah, I'm sure that was the only factor. Maybe if you didn't ask one of them to like surveil what was going on in her mod team and in her Discord server, I would have believed that. And I don't believe that 1 second now. Maybe they wanted to mod for me because my server was a much more inviting place to be by mod number 1's account shown in the section above, or maybe because Silver started making them pay her to have the privilege of the job and apparently abused them when they only tried helping her. And keeping the trial mods a secret to keep the peace. You are not wrong with that. They were told to keep the trial mods as secrets to keep the peace. Yeah, they literally asked if they were on Silver's team, and they hired them because they were on Silver mods. Now they're saying, oh, conveniently it was because of experience, but that's weird. You know, maybe people can stop being so fake. I don't know if they will, but you can hope, I guess. It's not hard to be a good person. It's really not. It's so much more effort to lie to people and manipulate people. How did that not get stressful, you know? I think it got stressful for them too. This is the most ironic thing Silvervale could have possibly said. What? Thank you guys, you're so sweet. Thank you for being here and taking the time out of your day. I was really anxious to come back. I didn't do anything wrong, but like I feel bad saying these things about someone else. Like I didn't think about her at all. Like she wasn't part of my life. It feels weird to talk about her. But I really appreciate you guys being here and supporting me and being so sweet. Thank you for all the subs. Silver said she didn't do anything wrong while lying about all of these things she supposedly felt bad saying about me. I was someone she claimed she didn't ever think about at all. The person she attributed every misfortune in her career for years, including her audience and her mods choosing to watch and support me. After the doc came out. Yes. After the doc came out, that's the perception she had. You're playing on words, but it's like you're not even understanding what she's saying in the first place, so it's not working. Petal Pups and Petal Pals. Did she get Power Pups from that too? I don't know. I don't know what I inspired and what I didn't, but there's a lot of things like her art tag. There's so many things that I don't know. I have no idea, but who fucking knows anymore, bro? Well, I don't want to think about it. It's weird. Thank you for the sub to Lily. Lily's been so sweet. She's such a fantastic person. She's been a rock for all of us through all of this. Oh, this is gonna be ringing bells for them. Mastermind. As explained, Pyro Pups and my art tag were not derived from Silvervale's brand. So, yeah, okay, but she's also saying, like, I don't know. Silver's calling Shelly the rock for everyone's point for her being the one who reached out to Silver and the one at the head of planning my cancellation. I knew it! I knew she was gonna say that! It's funny because according to Sinder, she was on both sides of that copying allegations. Between Silver and Sinder, and then between Spite and Sinder, in both cases, she acted the worst possible way. True.
It's nice to get it off my chest. It's nice to talk about it because I could never say like, hey, this person makes me uncomfortable. Can we not talk about them? Because then like you read into that and then, you know, like I just had to sit and suffer in silence and hope it would go away. And it never went away because I was a boss she couldn't beat. I was a goal she couldn't achieve. Like, I don't know why it mattered so much to have to do something with you when we don't even like we don't interact at all. I'm just a different part of, you know, like I'm this doesn't make sense. I was no one, you know?
Oh, hey, Bison.
It's crazy.
I think that was it. First of all, it's extremely narcissistic of her to claim she was a boss I couldn't beat and a goal I couldn't achieve. Come on! But it's especially ironic when she's the one blaming me for everything that's been going on wrong in her career. The one time I asked her about a professional collab through Mythic and directly... No, you asked her about through Aru as well. I accepted her turning me down, but why did it matter that we did something together? For years, we've both been harassed about the other, and at the same time begged by fans to do anything with each other. How do we appease both parties? We do something together. Literally anything, even as small as interacting on Twitter. If we're seen on good terms, the fans have no reason to perpetuate this stupid bullshit of comparing us, and the fans that want us to see us together are satisfied with their two favorite VTubers interacting. But Silver couldn't look past her own ego to even communicate with me, and would rather sit there and blame everything that went wrong on me. Yeah, literally using her. Like, I can't talk about it. I've talked about it to my mom and some of my friends when they found out about it, but I feel like it's so different talking to you guys about it, you know, and I didn't talk to anyone like about it ever. Like, so it's all just like coming out of nowhere. Silvervale is lying. Her mods didn't have all that negative opinion of me for no reason. One of them made an analogy of Silver being very direct with me, something they'd only know if Silver told them she was. Another one of them said that they heard about Silver's dislike for me. How would they know that unless Silver talked about me? It's kind of, I mean, this mod probably has heard something since he said that. That was kind of specific. Okay, sorry, she's just gonna say that for the sake of the server we're in. But even if Silver lied here, you guys did so much bad stuff to her that it's not even a big deal. Sorry, he's gonna say that. What? He says, just saying that for the sake of the server we're in. I get on the attention, but it's enough walking around neck shells. And then he says, I have no anonymity for Sinder, but hearing about Silver's dislike for her and why I'm not fond of her. This one, though, I don't believe that he's heard. It doesn't sound like Silvervale told him specifically. It sounds like there's some kind of rumors going around in the server, or he's heard it from another mod or something. It doesn't sound like, yeah, and this is the screenshots from the mod spy. Then compare her telling a mod if we believe that too. What? Then compare her telling a mod if we believe that too, Cinder. I told X and X and X, and by the way, of course I told X. Yeah, true! Oh my god, I forgot about this! Yeah, so this is this vague-ass proof that Silvervale spoke to her mods about this. Okay, the first one I can sort of believe, I guess. The second one, that's very, very vague. We don't know if it's Silver specifically or he's heard it through somebody else. And then we have that screenshot of Cinder where she literally says, oh, you've heard about this. I've only told this person and this person and this other person. So like that's at least 3 people that you've admitted out of your own mouth. And still, we have no screenshots of Silver herself saying these things. Just like the evidence is just so much weaker on their side.
Did you know?
I hate drama, but I told everybody I could find. Okay, really fucked up thing to say.
But I won't go into her side, but she had met Cinder at a party and she had told her something
Good night, Christian.
Very catty and snide, and it stuck with her.
Okay.
and it bothered her for a long time. I think she mentioned she got a backhanded comment, and it was really fucked up. Like, it was a really fucked up thing to say. And like, they're my best friends, so they know that like I would feel sad sometimes if there were like a lot of comparisons, but I would just be like a little sad, it's a little rough. I wish people would stop talking about it, and I wish
So literally no mentions of the VSJ drama going on behind the scenes, that none of that had affected her behavior. This feels so out of date.
Yeah. I get what you mean.
to leave me alone. Cause it was really hard and she would not leave me alone. But I never talked about her. Like, after I told her I didn't want a transactional relationship, that was it. And I just said, like, please go away, leave me alone. And she's not in my life. I don't talk about her. I don't think about her. I just wanted to leave me alone. And to know that it was the complete opposite for her was baffling, because I had no idea.
I spoke to Neanders at a party at AAX in the summer of 2023, and I couldn't have been for more than 15 minutes. I'd like to know what I said that stuck with her, because I don't remember saying anything remotely similar to what's being described here. And I can't imagine I would have when I was sitting directly across from her. This was the first time I'd ever met her and spoken to her, and I've never had any ill feelings towards Neanders. We've spoken briefly at other events since, and we're both only kind to each other. But so it is about Neanders. I don't know. She says that Neander told her that Sinder told her something very catty and snide, and it stuck with her. I don't know. They did mention at some other point when Cinder told some other person story to trash Silver and also throw a jab at Spite while she's at it. How good it is you have smaller numbers. Now you have more time for yourself. Allegedly, those were her words? Really? Wait, how did you find that? I'm like, they're my best friends. I know what I feel sad sometimes. Yeah, okay, we've already listened to that part. What could have possibly stopped these comparisons and made Silver sad? I sent Silver 5 messages over 6 months after our first conversation on Discord. She never told me to please go away or leave me alone. She lied. No, she told you that after. She did. She says she's not interested in a transactional relationship. I don't know what else she wants. This segment stops with horrible.
It was so cool. Like, that just shows how dedicated they are and how supportive they are and how much of
I mean, she literally thinks these 250 pages aren't slender, so what could she possibly tell someone that she would think is messed up? That's what I'm saying!
like, they put so much into making their partners happy, and I am so incredibly happy with them. That's why I'm also so fucking pissed off, because, like...
Oh, Neander said that in a tweet replying to Cinder's doc in April? Damn, you guys have a good memory of that. Or it was Silver's doc? Okay, we'd have to... Okay, I'm taking a mental note of this to check...
The gamer subs, and they're the nicest people. Like, I had dinner with the CEO and my reps, and they're the nicest fucking people. Sorry, I'm like, it's just fucked to take advantage of that and like to cost them money and effort from all the artists that worked on those merch things and all the people behind the scenes that figure out the logistics and the manufacturing, and like to just disrespect them like that is heartbreaking, because they are amazing. And I'm usually not a like, oh, I love this company kind of person, but like GamerSubs is different, man. Like, they're so different. They're wonderful people. And she was a partial owner, so it's like extra terrible because that reflects on them, you know? And that is like the highest honor you can possibly have, and to take advantage of that is so horrible. And I don't want to speak ill.
I love GamerSubs too, so how did I disrespect or take advantage of a GamerSub in any way? And anything I did, I didn't, but that didn't stop Silver from claiming I did. I mean, you kind of did by trying to constantly one-up others. Like, I'm planning a drop with Ool Market. I'm not like fucking going around asking them who else is dropping this day. I don't want my drop to be on the same day as another. Like, and I wouldn't fucking care. It's not normal behavior. I have Dakis for sales on Cuddly Octopus. I want to get another one. We planned out our drops like the whole year, so I have like a whole year of really cool drops planned, and we'll have another one in the future, so don't worry. The artist that I wanted to work with canceled on me, so I have to figure out another artist to draw it, but we'll be fine. Yeah, I don't want to assume, and I want to straight up ask them, you know, but I would not be surprised because they worked very closely with them. Based on the project, I can only assume this person we worked closely with is artist number 2. If it is, Red didn't know Silver had anything planned with them that would have been cancelled. This would prove that artist number 2 couldn't have been one of these artists Silver claimed reached out to her after my cancellation if she didn't know if we were involved in this project getting cancelled or not. if artist number 2, because you did try to blacklist her with artist number 2. They're like, the person that we tried to blacklist her didn't reach out to Silvervale. If artist number 2 reached out, that would have been something to told her. That leaves Nano and artist number 1 as the only 2 artists that could have reached out to Silver about anything Red and I said about her. So they're claiming that they haven't slandered her to other artists. The very next day, Silvervale chose to talk more about my fan art from 2021. Instead of correcting her story from the day before, she doubled down on lying about what really happened. They have a little bit more to talk about or kind of address. I don't know the best way to phrase this. I really appreciate people that came back, that were here before. Thank you for rejoining the community and being part of our home and hanging out with us again. I appreciate it a lot. It's nice to have you back. Oh, this part must have her seething. Rima Red was talking to Nano about how they were getting the gamer subs released ahead of Silver's due to the art being similar. Yeah, true. They were trying to beat her to the punch. Yeah, absolutely. Sinder is lying. Yeah. About the gamer sub stuff. The gamer sub stuff, yes. They admitted to doing 4 times with 3 different artists in other sections. Yeah. But they're claiming none of these artists are probably the ones that reached out to Silvervale, except artist number 1. Basically, they're saying that Silver is lying about the number of artists that have come out. Silvervale makes another comment about her viewers returning, insinuating that I stole them from her and I was keeping them from supporting her and watching her in some way. On her previous stream, she said she would see some of her community leave. Both of these comments from her support that mod number 1 said to Red about Silver's announcement canceling her stream, specifically during my anniversary subathon in 2024, meaning as far back as last summer she felt this way, if not much earlier. Oh yeah, because she says thanks to those that still watch me. It's all connected, guys. Like, I'm glad I feel relieved to be able to move on from things, but it's hitting me harder than I thought it would be. Like, physically, it's been a lot, and it's been stressful to, like, think back through the course of fucking 4 years, you know? Guys, I just want to point out that it's fucking crazy that this is the biggest segment of the document, and they're trying to claim that they were not obsessed with her, and that Sinder denying her collab did not break her. She's like, Silver did not break me, and then proceeds to write 239 pages on her. Yo, I barely did anything to Silvervale throughout the course of fucking 4 years. Bro, you're the one that gave us the proof of that.
So there's one thing I wanted to, I guess,
Oh, Nano is slightly longer? Okay, my bad.
elaborate on. I don't feel like I really need to.
So are we getting to the Freemasons soon?
Oh yeah, it's...
Well.
No, for real, it's Illuminati, and there's also alien hieroglyphs on the monster cans that you're drinking. It's all connected somehow. It goes all the way to the top. Also Mythic Mafia.
But I saw some people that had some questions that I think are valid questions. So yesterday I mentioned the ship tag fan art. That was the very first thing I can think of that made me feel uncomfortable with the situation, and is the first thing that made me question her motivations towards me.
Oh yeah, don't forget. Oh yeah, the plushie collection. They claim that she never did that stream because her comment with her plushie collection got too much traction and she didn't want to platform her.
And I think some people were confused because you can find that art, but it's a different tweet than the one that gave me those feelings. So I don't want people to think
yeah, because she deleted that tweet and then she reposted it without the hashtag, I believe.
I was being untruthful or anything, but it makes sense that you can't find that tweet if you don't have the link to the original one, because she did repost it. So you can find it through the Wayback Machine, because I had the link to the old tweet because my mom had messaged me about it, which is how the whole thing started, and I was talking to Yoshi about it when she was messaged. So I have a screenshot from the Wayback Machine.
All of that, I don't want people to think that I was untruthful or anything, but it makes sense that you can find the tweet if you don't have the link. And then her defense to that is just repeating her quote. I don't want people to think that I was being untruthful or anything. You can find it through the Wayback Machine. This from the Wayback Machine, but that's the original tweet that she made, and she started the Silvervale tag and said that she wants us to be part of the same wolf pack someday. Here's the tweet as Silvervale showed it on her stream. In order for Silver to find this on the Wayback Machine, she needed the link to my original deleted tweet, and she said that she had it because her mom messaged her about it. So because her mom did retweet my art, contrary to the story Silver has been telling, it's more likely that her mom messaged Silver the link to my tweet she already liked, commented, and retweeted, or that Silver saw her mom's retweeting my fan art and then messaged her saying she had a problem with it, prompting her mom to delete everything. I believe Silver was even lying about this.
Not from someone you don't know who has been posting art of them with people they don't know for weeks and really feeling uncomfortable about it. So it was really creepy and very weird and uncomfortable. And my mom was like, I don't know what to do about this. She was really, really stressed and really anxious, and I was really stressed and anxious. I think it went on for a couple days. Not being sure what to do, because if I didn't reply to it, it looked suspicious. I don't know. Weird that I wasn't replying to it. The whole thing was very stressful. It was very weird, and it came out of nowhere. It was really uncomfortable.
I think that's just this part was really uncomfortable. First, Silvervale claimed I was posting art of myself with people I didn't know for weeks. She talked about my skebs that I addressed in the previous section. Everyone I got skebs with knew me at the time I ordered them, so she's wrong. She said me posting these skebs made her even more uncomfortable when she saw my fan art. As you can see from the screenshot of Silver's stream above, my original fan art tweet that had the Cindervale tag was posted on 1/31/2021 and wasn't up for more than 24 hours before it was deleted. Here's my very first skeb request with another VTuber, and it was delivered to me 1 day earlier on 1/30/2021. Here are my Twitter's media... Yo! Never mind, I forgive her. Here are my Twitter media posts from 12/1/2020 before Sinder was even designed to 2/6/2021, after I had already reposted the fan art of Silver and I without the tag. There is one meme I made of myself and another VTuber that was posted before my fan art. There are no other art posts of myself and other VTubers because they didn't exist yet, so how can Silver claim that my non-existent skebs made her even more uncomfortable about my fan art of us together? She's lying again, making me sound worse by retroactively throwing that detail into her story. Okay, well, Silver was wrong about that. Focus, auntie. I'm trying. Okay, mucho texto. Juan, your turn. How do you say that in Spanish? Juan, your turno.
Silver goes on to say her mom didn't know what to do about this and that she was really stressed and anxious over it. Her mom liked, commented on, and retweeted my post, so I find this hard to believe, unless Silver was the one who went to her mom with a problem with it, and then her mom didn't know what to do. It literally wouldn't have mattered, but she couldn't even take accountability for something this minor that happened in 2021. If Silvervale didn't reply to my art, it wouldn't have looked suspicious at all. Does Silvervale reply to every single piece of fan art she gets? She talks about how uncomfortable, and stressful, and anxious this made her, but I was nobody at the time. Here's my Twitter profile from March 16, 2021. A month and a half after my fan art was posted, I had under 5,000 followers. I wasn't even a Vtuber yet, and wouldn't be for well over another year. As I said before, I didn't expect any kind of interaction from Silver or her mom. Rima, down girl. Place. Or you go to gay baby jail.
Wait, the gay baby jail is from something. It's from a drama. That's a quote from a drama. That is a quote from, oh my god, this one VTuber that was also a cosplayer that I did a video on. I swear it wasn't that video. Yaki Rizu. Yes, that's her. Good shit, Antique Doll, you have a good memory. So yes, she does reply to as much art as possible, even if it takes weeks. Thank you, Silverwind, for this tidbit. So Silver does reply, allegedly, to as much art as she can. And I mean, she was tagged in this, so yeah, she must have considered it. She must have seen it and wondered whether she could reply or not. Here's Silvervale profile from 2/2/2021, right when this happened. She had over 100,000 followers.
And I think some people were wondering like why I didn't talk to her about it. I did actually message her about it, and I told her that the ship tag made me uncomfortable. After my mom was messaging me, it was super uncomfortable. And after her manager had her manager reached out to Yochi. I don't know why.
Okay.
I think some people were also confused, thinking
Good
that it
to
was
know.
Yochi's art. It wasn't Yochi's art. her manager had just messaged Yochi because he knew that I was friends with Yochi, which is also very strange. I don't know why they didn't just ask me or my mom. Maybe that in their mind came off as too cloudy, but what they were doing was they knew what they were doing. It was very calculated. Everything was calculated for the sole goal of getting interactions to grow, which is something people do. That's why people make fan art. But when it's done so blatantly like this, in such an uncomfortable way, that's where it becomes a problem.
Okay, at least Yaki stepped down. I know, Yaki is actually one of the only person that we've covered that's actually stepped down and remained out of the spotlight after. Oh wait, there was more to listen to till 26:53.
So her manager had reached out to Yochi saying like, why didn't Silver's mom retweet this? Do you know, like, if in case I had talked to her about it? And it was very strange. It was very weird. And I didn't want you to have to deal with it. I didn't want my mom to have to deal with it. It was very uncomfortable. It was very stressful. I get stressed very easily and it hits me really hard. And I said, I don't want to deal with things like that. So I admit it.
I know Juan's been sitting in his place for hours. He's a stupid horsey that's very spoiled, but that's very well trained.
Let me find. I messaged her on Twitter and I reached out and told her that I was super uncomfortable with the ship tag and I didn't want to interact with it. Yeah. And it was very uncomfortable for me because I didn't know her. And she was like, oh my god, sorry. I totally didn't mean it to come off that way, but she did. But she knew that the only way for me to interact with it and get those clicks that she wanted on that tweet would be if she deleted it and reposted it without the ship tag, which is what she did. So I commented on that art.
Wait, but throughout the dog, Sinder claims that even if we had like a small Twitter interaction, it would have quashed the rumors. So there was a Twitter interaction here. They did interact. She commented on her post.
Wanted me to because I didn't want to escalate. And that's the very first thing that ever happened that made me really uncomfortable and put the thought in my mind that she wasn't a genuine person. And yeah, that's where it started. That's where it was very strange and very uncomfortable.
Okay, we went past a little bit. Red messaged Yoshi because she was our only friend of VTuber's face at the time. Yeah, you keep repeating that. And she was a mutual friend with Silver. Silver has always had her DMs on Twitter closed, so I couldn't reach out to her. And I wasn't going to message her mom directly about unretweeting my art, since that seemed like it'd be even weirder than asking a mutual friend her opinion. It had nothing to do with being too cloudy like Silvervale is projecting onto me. None of this was calculated, and it's crazy for her to think it was. At the time, I was nobody in the space making fan art for people that inspired some aspect of the start of my VTuber journey. Red did not ask why Silver's mom didn't retweet my fan art. Silvervale lied to her viewers about that 2 days in a row. He's asking about why she unretweeted the fan art. It's like basically the same. Didn't retweet it and unretweeted. What's the difference? At the end of the day, your fan art isn't retweeted. That's it. That's what you cared about. So I had messaged her, blah, blah, blah. We watched that part. It made me very uncomfortable. Felt very manipulative, but I didn't tell anyone that my mom and Yochi. And that was always something that was in the back of my mind and why I didn't want to interact with her. Silvervale was looking for the worst in me from the start and completely twisted my actions toward her in some malicious, clout-driven endeavor when that's not at all what happened on my side. Silver never liked me, and she said as much. No, she said that's when the thought got put into her that she was not genuine. Now, however, we don't act out on every single thought that we have, especially when there's no proof backing it. Unlike you and Red, Sinder. But of course you wouldn't know that. Most people, they're like, I kind of get a feeling this person's not genuine, but maybe I'm wrong about it. And, you put the feeling aside, you squash the feeling, and you move on until you get more information. Until you get these intuition proven right. She said she didn't want to escalate things, but just like with Mythic in 2023, she could have just ignored the situation and moved on, but she felt the need to say something. Wait, which one is it? Because earlier you were like she should have said something, now you're like she shouldn't have. I think she acted with transparency here. and it was better for both of you guys, so I don't know why she's upset that she did message her. In the images of her DM she showed her on stream, you can literally see her message acknowledging that her mom retweeted my fan art and not the story she claimed. She couldn't have misremembered what happened after going back to find these messages to show on stream. She chose to lie about it. You see how much they're harping on these tiny details, and they keep going and going and going. It's like they're paddling in air, and it makes them sound so unhinged. It's almost like it is the same that I'm getting from the breakdown section, where they are like harping on the fact that Shiley wrote the doc for Nano because of the end, and they looked up the end in Discord and couldn't find Nano used that end in none of their conversation, but it's just that because you can't look up that end in Discord. Silver said my fan art was always something that was in the back of her mind and why she didn't want to interact with me, so she lied to me directly in this message. She held a several-year grudge against me over a misunderstanding that I sympathize with her over a fully complied fixing. The full quote is, "That's the first thing that happened that made me really uncomfortable and put the thought in my mind that she wasn't a genuine person, and yet that's where it started." Wait, that's not it. It was something that was in the back of my mind. Oh yeah, it's here. And that was always something that was in the back of my mind why I didn't want to interact with her. I mean, I don't know if a several-year grudge is the right words here. Like she didn't want to interact with you. That's not really a grudge. A grudge is more like what you guys did, systematically, like talking shit about her to different artists, to maybe GamerSup, I don't know. My biggest, and there's a screenshot of you, Sinder, admitting to this, that she spread it to 3 different people, by the way. That looks more like a grudge. Sending spies in her Discord to monitor her activities. It sounds like a grudge. Yeah, if that's a grudge, what did Sinder have? A blood feud? My biggest concern is about you guys. I want you guys to be fully informed about everything. I want you guys to be comfortable and for you to know what's going on with me, because you guys are my whole world. You're what I built my life around. I want to make sure that you guys know everything that's going on with me. I agree with Silvervale. I believe everyone should be fully informed about everything. What is this? Oh no, I saw conclusion. I thought we were almost done. And then there's like conclusion, and then there's rats. They're gonna do the 5 conclusion again. Tu turno. 1.
I was not jealous of Silvervale. I did not obsess over Silvervale, and I did not copy Silvervale. For years I have been harassed for being her lesser half, and my existence was discounted as a poor ripoff of someone else. The lengths people went to convince themselves I did everything to copy Silvervale throughout my career, down to copying her laugh, are the same lengths my friends must have gone to convince themselves I was somehow sabotaging them for years. Neither was true. My insecurities about these comments ate at me for so long. I've had to go to similar lengths just to avoid getting harassed over these comparisons. I've only ever wanted to get along with Silver, but I got off on the wrong foot with her because of my mistake in my original fan art post. And she never forgot that. Once it was apparent that Silvervale wasn't willing to show me the kindness and respect I showed her, and that I couldn't expect her help in ending these hateful comparisons between us, I resorted to agreeing with Red to ask Nano to stop making models.
To stop making models for her. Eventually, one of the biggest things we were compared over wouldn't be an issue anymore. Personally, I don't think it would have changed anything, but whatever. What we did was wrong, no matter how Silvervale treated me, but she quite literally lost out on nothing due to my action. It's like the attempted murder argument. I didn't have a problem with Silvervale herself because of others' comments about us. My problem was with the way she treated me opposite to what she said to me when I did nothing to warrant it. She pretended to be friendly, then ghosted me, restricted me from her chat, and blacklisted anything to do with me. Okay, no, you're the one that blacklisted her. She only restricted your emotes in her chat because she's tired of people bringing you up to ask for collabs. And I'm pretty sure at one point the name Gura was also banned in some other VTubers that kept being compared to her. This is like a thing people do because it happens all the time. Again, why didn't they just pay Nano for exclusivity at the start? Exactly. They could have just paid Nano to be exclusive instead of try to not make her work with Nano. And she would have made an announcement about it, etc. All without ever saying a word directly to me about how she really felt, regardless of how I felt about Silvervale. Dude, if she said a word to her about how she really felt, they would have flipped the fuck out. I never did anything so petty to her. What? I can't believe you're claiming that. I made fan art of us together. I asked her to hang out offline once. I asked her to collab once. Over the course of 2 years, this was too much for her. Again, there's a screenshot of you admitting to spreading it to 3 different people. Where's the screenshot of Silvervale talking shit about you? Talking shit about you to other people, other than that weak-ass mod screenshot that was spying for you in her mod server. Silvervale claimed she was very direct with me when she wasn't, so let me be direct with you. Uh-oh. Oh god. Silvervale is a master emotional manipulator. Wow, everybody's a master emotional manipulator in this drama, I suppose. If Shiley claimed I was a narcissistic manipulator, then I don't even know how she'd describe Silvervale. She effortlessly lied directly to her audience she claims to care so much about through her crocodile tears. She manipulated them into giving her the support she felt I was taking her from years. On stream, she would lie about me, then manipulate her viewers by saying how awful and stressful everything was and how uncomfortable and anxious I made her. She repeated the exact thing over and over again, turning me into the big bad wolf I never was, ending with how much she cared about and loved her fans. She manipulated the majority of her mod team against me, and even emotionally manipulated one of her mods for the sin of trying their best to help her out with something she asked for help with. Silvervale couldn't take accountability for her own actions towards me and lied about them to everyone when I was already down. Silver had to lie about everything she experienced with me. Like, wait, this is all based on the unretweeted little semantic? Because if she told the truth, I'd show her being at fault, not me. You've been trying to show that for 239 pages and we're still not convinced. There was literally no reason to lie about what happened with my fan art from 2021. I was already cancelled, but Silvervale wanted to make me look worse for no other reason and that she could. She said anything she wanted about me because I was the only one who could refute it. I drew fan arts of us together and she took it personally and held it against me ever since. Silver's been so full of spite towards me that if she wants to claim she wasn't lying about everything, then she's deluded herself into being an alternate reality of twisted fan fiction where I've been the cause of all her problems and her own personal comic book villain. Objection, mega projection happening right now. That is such a crazy thing to write. She was never willing to bury the hatchet until she was able to bury it in my back. How can anyone trust anything Silvervale says after this? I can't believe Sinder co-signed I can't believe Sinder is writing this. Like, and published this document like this. That's such an insane thing to say.
Now this is turning into a fangirl's schizo rambling about how the girl she admired had slighted her and did everything to do the same back.
Yeah, what the hell? Silvervale resented me for what she saw as me trying to use her, stealing her viewers and mods away from her and being just as successful as her in my own right. But you did try to use her. Despite just being her copy, she became adamant to turn her mods against me, remove all mentions of me from her Discord server and Twitch chat, refusing to do something as small as a reply to each other on Twitter. She originally replied to you though, and couldn't bring herself to even thank me by name. Not this shit again, when I rated her as to not give me any public validation. Oh no, whip out the raid spreadsheet. You put spies in her server, like you asked one of her mods to spy and report back to you. I don't think anything trumps that. And you try to blacklist her. Nothing trumps that too. Like, she could only see my words and my actions in the petty, threatened way she chose to interpret them. No, you know what? She's right about this part. If she saw what you truly did, it was so much worse than what she interpreted. It was so much fucking worse. It was like 10 times worse. I'm losing my voice, by the way. I was nothing but kind to her. This is kindness? I don't want to see what you being mean is. And instead of her just telling me to fuck off like she truly felt she was two-faced and then lied to her chat about her willingness to be direct, she pretended not to see my supportive messages to her for a month while she lied to her mods about me and self-banned me in her chat for simply saying hi every now and then. She expressed she didn't like getting harassed over comparisons to me either, but she never could acknowledge that simply getting along could have helped end that for both of us. I never expected her to do anything with me, just to treat me like a person. She was seething over my existence alongside her and blamed me for every inconvenience she suffered in her career ever since I wrote #Cindervale in a long deleted tweet, but she claimed she was the one that broke my brain. Can confirm she did. She broke your brain. We are here. She did. She's not the one that wrote 239 pages on you and she's not the one that was obsessively stalking her. Yeah, this is the person claiming Silver is a manipulator. Maybe if she looked in the mirror instead of glaring over at me for 4 years, she would have recognized the problem. Right back at you here. Just like every other situation I've discussed in this document, the issues with Silvervale were due to a severe lack of communication, a refusal to communicate. Silvervale didn't start my cancellation, but once it was in motion, she jumped on board to throw as much fuel onto the fire as she could. Ever since her year-long abusers was taken out of the picture and Silvervale reclaimed her community from me, she's been much more active than she's ever been, now doing handcam streams and even planning to cosplay. She's been profiting off all of the lies she stole about me, just like Nano, who's making a brand new model for her right now. So, you know, maybe people can stop being so fake. I don't know if they will, but you can hope, I guess. It's not that hard to be a good person. It's really not. She's quoting Silver here. Oh, did we get another raid? Chicken Chew! Thank you for the raid. Thank you. Welcome, raiders. Welcome aboard. We're just going, we're at the end of the Silvervale document. Make you guys, I can't speak. Make you guys at ease, and thank you for the raid. So this is the quote that they're quoting from Silvervale.
You know, maybe people can stop being so fake. I don't know if they will, but you can hope, I guess. It's not hard to be a good person. That's really not. It's so much more effort to lie to people and manipulate people. And how did that not get stressful? You know, like how did you not feel bad?
Thank you, Mel.
At least a little bit. Like the fact that you revel and you love taking things away from people.
I do feel like Red would only get excited whenever he was shit-talking people. We didn't see that many Cinder screenshots, so I can't attest to her, but yeah. And it's like, dude, when we saw all the messages, like in the beginning of the Silvervale segment, when you saw, and they put these logs themselves, you saw all the shit talking and how much they were trying to sabotage her behind the scenes, how much they were like, you know, saying bad things about her, changing people's perception of her behind the scenes. And then on the flip side, you would see Cinder being like, but look how nice I was with her. And then she kept sending her these supportive messages just to turn around and shit talk her before those messages. Like, isn't that just the fakest thing ever? That is the definition of fake. Meanwhile, I haven't seen concrete proof that Silvervale was fake with her. I'm not sure what she's trying to accomplish here, but she monumentally failed with that segment of the document. This gotta be one of the most unhinged parts so far. A pattern of behavior, speculation. Uh-oh, rat time. But, you know, we gotta believe that she knew nothing about it. Oh wait, she did know something about it because there's that screenshot of Nano, so never mind.
Silvervale did not like me. It's very clear by her own behavior over the past few years, her own accounts, and her lies. My second debut anniversary was on June 25, 2024. It's very likely, evidenced by her own words on stream and the account of one of her longtime mods, that she cancelled her stream on June 24, 2024 because of my celebration subathon, meaning she knew when it was.
Also, that mod was like a low ranking mod or some shit. Like, I don't know if they have some hierarchy in there, but he didn't seem to know anything. Like, I feel like he was speculating too, or he wasn't getting concrete answers. He even says so in some of these screenshots. See, even there, he's like, unsure if I can make an official connection / confirmation on this, but I'm pretty sure Silver canceled her stream today and made it a point in her announcement to add thanks to those that still watch me, wondering if the subathon is connected or not.
In August of 2024, my bikini debut and merch drop coincided with the week of Silver's birthday debut and merch drop, an important event for her where she debuted a similar pair of outfits to my 2.0 and Demon designs from the year before. Her Pixel merch drop was presumably completed and ready to release at any time almost 2 months ahead of the eventual launch date on April 11, 2025. And just so happened to be released a week after my AFK merch drop on April 4, 2025. I got to be cancelled for my anniversary this year on June 25th, but I was supposed to be launching a limited edition label of Pyro Power with a promo card on that day, both with art drawn by Nano, planned as far back as February. June 26, 2025, Silver had the same bikini debut and merch drop I had during her birthday week and merch drop last year, a day after my anniversary this year.
How are mods rank? Well, they have different perms, or they have different access sometimes in big servers like hers. Like, I think she had, what, like 40,000 people in her server? Like, it's a lot. So they probably had a lot of mods. So in those servers, some mods have more perms than others, because it's security reasons. If one account or one Discord server gets compromised, then you're not losing everything. You wanna try to restrict as much perms as possible. You don't want to give like people useless permissions. It kind of goes into cybersecurity and all of that, but it's just a safer way to operate, I think. For smaller Discord servers, there's probably none. Yeah, I know. Some of these are really grasping at straws. I mean, it is their speculations. Seems like Sinder sure seems to know a lot about Silver, had planned stuff, and just so happened to do something at the same time herself. I mean, I feel like Red was the one like snooping around and asking people, or like getting information out of people, because as Elena said, the partners don't know, and Red also confirmed that in one of those screenshots. The partners of Gamersop, they don't know when things are dropped. So how could she have known and plan her own drop? During her stream about me on 4/29/2025, she said, "We plan out our drops like the whole year, so I have like a whole year of really cool drops planned." And in 2024, she had her birthday drop plan as far back as the start of the year too. In almost all cases, Gamersubs lets the creator choose when they want their drops to be. Her bikini debut and merch drop was already put together before my cancellation, and she would have been able to schedule it whenever she wanted. If the pattern of back-to-back releases was to continue, I believe Silver planned this at the same time as my drop, despite me, and overshadowed my anniversary. The same way I'm sure she felt my bikini drop did on her birthday week last year. How is a drop gonna overshadow your anniversary? It's crazy. Like, okay, there's like two things here. On one, if Silvervale was going to drop her Gamersub stuff first, they would have freaked out and been like, oh my god, we need to one-up her and we need to be the first one to drop our nano cup. But now that Silver is dropping her drop after their drop, now they're mad because it's the other way around. So which one is it? Do you want to be first or do you want to be after? Like, fuck. Another thing I noticed were the unusual amount of similarities in our beach background environments, which were both done by the same artist. Well, doesn't that just explain it? If it's done by the same artist, then maybe that's because they have the same style. Yeah, it's a similar design. The Silvervale's, like, it's the same kind of layout, sort of. The waterfall with the pool and some trees. The Sinder one came first. A screenshot from her debut stream for beach bar overlay, and this Sinder with a beach bar overlay. So again with the copying allegation, just like they did with Spite, now they're doing it with Silver. But she broke me? Dude, that is such a petty thing to say. Yeah, I mean, she did. And if she didn't make it clear, Silvervale prefers to not do collabs and doesn't want any transactional relationship. No, got myself a cute wolf girl Silvervale to play video games with. Chat, should we eat her? September 26, 2025. So this is after her cancellation. This is not long ago. Please, I'm not made of cotton candy. And then this one, September 26. This is a sponsor stream collab. The Goddess of Victory Nikki collab. Yeah. Sometimes sponsors ask the agency if two of their VTubers want to collab together. We had that with False, remember? The World of Warcraft collab?
Did Sinder confirm that she planned her model based off of Silver and put her debut the day before her birthday?
No. She said that she pivoted off her design because it initially was going to look too much like Silvervale. But birds of a feather, that's such a dumbass argument. Look, when she told you that she prefers not to do collabs, it's just that they pick on the initial wording without understanding why people say that. When she told you I prefer not to do collab or transactional relationship, she was politely rejecting you. Kind of like when a guy goes up to a girl and hits on her, or like tries to ask her out on a date, and she politely rejects them, saying, oh, I'm not looking for a relationship right now. And then, like, I don't know, a month or two later, she gets a boyfriend or she goes on a date and he's like, well, what the fuck? I thought you fucking told me that she didn't want a relationship. So you lied to me. You're a liar. It's like, well, no, she just wanted to get you off her back. Hey, you, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell button. And I'll see you in the next video.